Welcome to Guy Fuller Field in Falmouth, Massachusetts. Owen, Sughrue, and Jack Sadighian with you for tonight's calls. The Wareham Gatemen take on the Falmouth Commodores. Gatemen coming off of two tough losses to Katuitt, Jack, and as we look at the standings, you get the sense that it's going to be Wareham, Falmouth, and Katuitt in that battle for that coveted second spot in the West Division.
Yeah, so right now it's Bourne in first place in the West. Katuitt 5.5 games back from them. Wareham 6.5. Falmouth 7.5. So a very close race right now for that second place spot. Bourne seems like they have a nearly insurmountable lead in first. Not impossible to overcome, but they just keep winning games. But these three teams, Katuitt, Wareham, Falmouth, battling it out for that second spot, and a tough two losses for Wareham. They finally took sole possession of second, then lose back-to-back games to Katuitt to drop back into that third place spot.
Yeah, those two were tough for Wareham. Bourne continues to roll. So all these matchups between Falmouth and Katuitt are very, very important for Wareham, especially as the season goes on. And as we look ahead to tonight, these are two teams that have been home run driven. Falmouth's offense hasn't been electric, but they have been driven by the long ball, and Wareham has too. We talked a lot about Owen Diodati, and certainly Jace Borfin for the Commodores has pretty similar numbers. So, you know, in an offense that hasn't been too explosive for Falmouth, it's those few plays, those home runs that have been what's gotten the job done for them in a lot of their wins.
Yeah, it has. Falmouth leads the league with 20 home runs. The long ball is huge for their offense. And then Wareham with 17 home runs. That's third in the league. No offense the last couple of games, but the one run was via the home run, and over 25% of Wareham's runs come off the long ball. So certainly something to look out for between these two teams. Not the highest batting average or on-base percentages, but they know how to hit the ball deep.
And Falmouth, they've had their pitching struggles. Their ERA is not the best. It's a 4.26 ERA, team ERA for the Commodores, and they have been pitching better as the season's gone on. That was an issue in the first few games, but they've been figuring things out in that sense. They gave up just 8 runs in the past 3 games, and Wareham's ERA good for second in the Cape League at 3.09. So Wareham has been more pitching driven than Falmouth for the entire season, but Falmouth has been, again, as this season's progressed, they've improved on the mound. So it's Jack Jasiak on the mound tonight for the Commodores, and the right-hander comes into tonight with a 3 ERA. He'll face Tres Gonzalez to get things started off.
Falmouth has won 2 out of their last 3. They probably should have won all 3, but the one loss was against Katuitt. They were down 3-2, had 2 runners in scoring position in the 9th with nobody out, failed to bring in anybody, lost the game.
So the right fielder, Tres Gonzalez, settles in the lefty batter's box. First pitch from Jack Jasiak is in there for a strike.
Yes, 3rd appearance of the season. He's got a 3 ERA in 9 innings, giving up 7 hits, 2 walks. He has 8 strikeouts. He did pitch against Wareham. 4 innings, gave up 3 earned off 6 hits.
And Gonzalez fouls that one over the Gatemen dugout. Counts at 0-2.
First time in the leadoff spot for Tress. He's done well on a 3-game hit streak. 5 for 13, couple doubles, couple RBIs over those 3 games. Bat has exploded recently for the Georgia Tech outfielder.
The 0-2. That's a breaking ball that misses low. Gonzalez 1 for 4 with a double last night. Now batting .283 on the season. It's 1-2. Gonzalez leading things off here in the top of the first in Falmouth. 1-2 from Jasiak. Misses low.
This Wareham offense totally shaken up lineup-wise after a tough couple games against Katuitt. Brannigan hitting 2nd. Diodati usually 4th, is in the 3rd spot. Then you've got Kellum Clark cleaning things up. No Cade Kern, no Tommy Troy.
2-2 to Gonzalez, misses outside. Yeah, that's a name that it was a bit surprising not to see in the lineup. Tommy Troy's been batting leadoff quite consistently now and not at all in the lineup. Haven't seen him today.
Yeah, I think just a day off for him because he's played 8 or 9 consecutive games.
And the payoff pitch to Gonzalez misses outside. So after being down 0-2, Gonzalez works his way back to ball 4. He's aboard for Jack Brannigan. Like you said, Jack, he's in the 2 spot tonight. We haven't seen him there. He has improved a lot at the plate in these past few games. He was 1 for 3 last night with a double and a walk.
Yeah, and 4 for his last 7, so doing a nice job at the plate. How about that at bat from Tres Gonzalez, though? Behind 0-2, takes 4 straight balls, all confident takes. He's seeing the baseball well right now. Nice leadoff walk.
Just what you want from the leadoff man, as Brannigan takes strike 1 on the inside corner. Brannigan batting .229 on the season. He's at third base tonight. He was at short last night. It's Yohandy Morales at DH and Cameron James at short. Jarvis is playing second. Again, Tommy Troy is off tonight. Runner goes. The throw is not in time, so Gonzalez able to reach scoring position. It counts at 0-2 to Brannigan.
Nice job by Gonzalez. Wasn't deterred by the fact that he was thrown out on Monday against Katuitt. Still aggressive on the bases. French up and throwing, inaccurate to the bag.
Throw from French was a little bit high. The 0-2 coming to Brannigan. He pops that into shallow center. That will drop. Gonzalez rounding third. He'll head for home. The throw from Boyers is not in time. So Gonzalez able to score. Gonzalez hobbling a little bit. Doesn't look totally comfortable. Was limping a little bit about halfway between third base and home plate. Hopefully he's okay, but he does get the run in. So Wareham with the early lead here in the top of the first. It's Owen Diodati up next.
Well, you score 1 run in your last 2 games. You have Tres Gonzalez leading off for the first time and Jack Brannigan in the 2-hole for the first time. A walk, stolen base from Tres, then a base hit for Brannigan. All of a sudden you're up 1-0. What a move by Don Sneddon with the lineup change, and it paid off right away.
First pitch to Owen Diodati. He fouls that to the left field bleachers. Diodati was 1 for 4 last night. His solo home run, the only source of Gateman offense last night in their loss to Katuitt 6-1.
It was nice to see him homer. First time he had done that in a few weeks, or a couple weeks, I should say.
Certainly felt like a long time. He was so hot to start the season. He now has 5 home runs on the season. That's good for second in the Cape League. That's tied with Jace Borfin for Falmouth. So they're both in the 3 spot tonight.
Yeah, we'll see Borfin in the bottom of this inning.
It's 0-1 to Diodati. Brannigan takes his lead on first. Gateman up 1-0 here in the top of the first. Pitch to Diodati. He takes that one low. Catcher tonight, Jonathan French, sporting his orange and purple Clemson gear. He's the regular starting catcher for Clemson. So Nick Clayton on the mound tonight, another Clemson guy. Swing and a miss from Diodati.
Yeah, and they chatted a little bit before the game. Cool to see. But French knows these guys well. Might not be the best for Clayton because he might give his Falmouth teammates some tips. But cool to see guys connect, especially when they're playing for different teams. It's kind of fun.
Very fun. It's a nice part of the Cape League. Diodati fouls that one off. Brannigan was on his way to second. There was a nice moment last night. Anthony Frechette and Cade Fergus got a picture with a couple of Katuitt teammates, George Washington friends, I would imagine. And like you said, Jack, just sort of a fun part of what makes up this Cape League and the camaraderie across teams, because your teammates can be your opponents and your opponents can be your teammates. 1-2 to Diodati. He takes a fastball that just misses on the outside corner. That one was close, but just outside, evens the count at 2.
Surprised to see him take that. Normally goes after the fastball. I feel like he's back on the uptick. Came out super hot, probably the best hitter in the league, then went a little bit cold, but now back on the upswing. A double and a home run in his last 3 games.
It certainly felt that way. And Diodati takes a breaking ball. That one misses outside too. So it's a full count now for Diodati. He's in left field tonight, as he has been just about all season.
Well, Jasiak's gotten ahead in counts, but it hasn't paid off for him so far the first 3 batters. See if he can get something here.
And Diodati pops that into shallow center. Charging in is Boyers. He makes the catch. Brannigan was pretty far over to second. He had to retreat quickly to get back to first and avoid the tag-up double play, but it's 2 away. Brannigan safely back to first, brings up the first baseman, Kellum Clark.
Clark is a guy that Wareham would love to see get going. Just 2 for 15 with an RBI. He's got a couple doubles, but he is a major power bat from Mississippi State.
Clark had one of those doubles last night. He went 1 for 4 against Katuitt. And Jasiak will take a quick check on Brannigan at first. Still just 1 out here in the top of the first.
Clark had a tremendous postseason. 3 home runs, 9 RBIs. Homered in Game 3 against Vanderbilt.
Pitch is in there for a strike. Clark, a lefty. He settles back into the lefty batter's box. That's breaking ball, misses up high. Count even at 1 to Clark. Clark, one of 2 members now of the Mississippi State team here on Wareham. Took a while for both of them to get here, of course, because of the CWS, and Ron Polk, of course, as well. That one's in there for strike 2.
Yeah, Ron Polk has that influence to get 2 big names from Mississippi State. Of course, was a legend, head coach at Mississippi State. Harrison Eaton, member of our team, got to interview him today, and hopefully that interview will be live to you in a day or so, maybe right now. Who knows?
1-2. Clark fouls that down the right field line. Coach Polk's friends as well, a huge source of one of our favorite post-game meals so far this season. An incredible spread last night.
A full rack of ribs for every single person. When have you ever seen that? And that was your first time having
That
ribs.
was
You
my
asked me
first
how
time
to eat them.
Jack was very nice and showed me how to eat them.
Good thing you have a Georgia kid with you, right?
I was very fortunate. I had no idea. I think I learned the right way. The 1-2 misses outside.
The key is you just have to go in and eat it. There's no other way to do it. It's going to be messy.
Well, I think that was the right approach. I think I would have been a little too conservative, and being aggressive was the right play. Much like the strategies in baseball, usually often good to be aggressive, as it is with eating ribs. So that one misses down the right field line.
Find that rib baseball connection.
And I figure you mentioned that those ribs, they were even good to you, coming from a place where ribs are a big deal.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Some of the best I've had. I'm not going to say the best, but they're certainly up there.
Okay. I was certainly spoiled with my first time. It's 2-2 to Clark. And another check back to first base. Toss from Jasiak to Armstrong to check on Brannigan. He's been there for a while. After his RBI single, that brought in Gonzalez, who walked to start things off. Count even at 2 to Kellum Clark. Pitch from Jasiak. Clark lines that up the middle. Little base hit into center field. So runners on first and second for Yohandy Morales at DH. Still just 1 out for Wareham here in the top of the first.
Well, you got 1 run off the first 2 batters. Now runners on first and second, only 1 out. Chance to really add on to the lead early. Wareham's had some opportunities this season that they've missed out on, but much better before that 2-game set against Katuitt. And that 5-game stretch where they went 3-0-2, the situational hitting was much improved. And then there was just no hitting whatsoever in those 2 games against Katuitt, but nice to see him back at it here. Can they cash in on multiple runs?
And Morales pops this into middle infield, and it's a double play after the throw from Colden to Curiali to turn 2 over to Chris Armstrong. So Gatemen do add 1. 3 of the first 4 hitters reach. And then Yohandy Morales grounds into a double play to end the inning. Gatemen lead 1-0 after the top of the first. We'll be back at Guy Fuller Field on the Gateman Radio Network. Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It takes only 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. Badger Sport is a leading provider of superior quality team uniforms and performance athletic wear, including performance t-shirts, fleeces, shorts, and pants. From the fields to the stands and at every practice along the way, Founders Sport Group makes authentic, quality apparel accessible at the speed of the sport. Visit foundersport.com today.
Welcome back to Gov Fuller Field. Gateman lead 1-0 after the top of the first. Taking a look at the chat on the YouTube stream, Christian Rubek's dad was hopefully surprised, hopefully not appalled I'd never had ribs, but it was my first time. My mom is a vegetarian, and my brother, he's older. He was a vegetarian until he was 4, and the first time he ate a hot dog, he ate it like corn on the cob. He had no idea what he was doing, so I was very fortunate that Jack showed me how to properly eat ribs. Jack recently in Cape Cod, fortunately getting on the chowder train.
Yeah, I got to have clam chowder the other day.
That's the first pitch to Luke Boyers, the leadoff man for the Commodores. Misses just up high.
Nick Clayton on the mound today for Wareham. As that pitch misses inside. Now his 5th appearance, 3.14 ERA in 14 1/3. Allowed 14 hits and 4 walks, 11 Ks. He's been working on the breaking ball a lot recently.
And the 2-0. Boyers pops that into shallow right. Coming forward is Gonzalez to make the catch for out number 1. 2 good pitchers on the mound, a 3.14 ERA for Clayton and a 3 ERA for Jasiak. So 2 of the stronger pitchers for both lineups tonight. Again, in a key matchup. It's Cody Colden, the shortstop, batting second for Falmouth.
Clayton did pitch against Falmouth on the 28th. Gave up 3 runs, 1 of those earned in 3 innings.
First pitch to Colden, that's in there for strike 1. Colden was 2 for 4 in their last game. Commodores were off last night. On Tuesday, they beat Orleans 11-4. He had 5 RBIs.
Yeah, massive game for Colden as he takes a strike to make it 0-2. But against Wareham, 0 for 9 with an RBI. And kind of surprised for Falmouth to see their first 2 hitters in the lineup, guys that are hitting under 165. And then you've got some guys that are hitting pretty well in the bottom part of the order.
And the 0-2 misses just low. It's 1-2 now to Colden.
Kind of a puzzling lineup, if you ask me.
It certainly is. As you go farther and farther into that lineup, a lot of the guys in and around 250. But the first 2 certainly struggling as breaking ball from Clayton misses outside. The count even at 2 for Colden.
Right, you have your 6, 7, 8 hitters are hitting 258, 256, 246, and then your 1, 2, 4, and 5 hitters are all 227 or less.
And Colden fouls that one off over the right field bleachers. And then you have Jace Borfin, of course, in there.
I was about to say, and then Borfin on deck is just the outlier.
He's as good as anybody in the Cape League right now, batting .316. Similar home run and RBI numbers to Owen Diodati, remarkably similar. And Colden fouls that one down toward the Gateman dugout. Diodati batting .288 with 5 home runs and 15 RBI. Borfin batting .316, also 5 home runs and 16 RBI.
Right. Both two of the best hitters, and they've been two of the best hitters since the beginning of the season.
And that's strike 3 on a swing and a miss to Colden. So 2 away here in the bottom of the first. And that brings up the guy we were just talking about, Jace Borfin, the right fielder out of Arkansas.
From the University of Arkansas, Fayetteville. Number 6.
Well, one of the more dramatic
Borfin.
swings and misses you'll see. Colden spun around on that strike 3 swing.
First pitch to Borfin. He lines into center field for a base hit. So that already high batting average will increase a little more. He's aboard the first man of the night for the Commodores. Chris Armstrong batting cleanup. He's up next.
And Borfin, as advertised, first pitch, serves it into center for a base hit. Congratulations to him, though. Just recently committed to Arkansas. He played for Oklahoma this past season. Now heading to play for the Razorbacks. They were the #1 seed before falling in the Super Regionals this season.
With Borfin on first. First pitch to Chris Armstrong. He fouls that one toward the backstop. Dribbles down the left field line. So it's 0-1 to Armstrong. Armstrong and Anthony Hall, also with, interestingly, similar statistics, both batting .227. 2 home runs. As Armstrong, it's that well but foul. That one down the right field line.
Looked like Clayton came with the changeup there, but Armstrong was all over it. You have him 0-2 now. I go right after him, try and get out of this frame. Pipe in your best fastball.
Clayton delivers. Just misses low and outside. Count at 1-2. Gateman leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. Jace Borfin singled. And he remains on first here with 2 outs. And Clayton tosses over to Clark to check on Borfin. Borfin back in safely. Count's still at 1-2. Nod from Clayton. Quick look over to Borfin at first. He now delivers. And that one's popped up high into foul territory. Brannigan was charging over, trying to make a play, but just ventured to the left of the fence, separating spectator area and the area of play. So the count will stay at 1-2. New supply of baseballs, the home plate umpire. We've lost quite a few already. It's 1-2 with 2 outs. It's Chris Armstrong batting cleanup for the Commodores. Clayton, the right-hander, deals. And another foul.
Well, Armstrong's not going down easy, Owen.
He sure isn't. Lots of fouls here, staying alive at 1-2. Armstrong didn't play last night. He rips this one into right field. Gonzalez backing up, and that one's gone. It's a home run for Chris Armstrong. Falmouth Commodores now leading 2-1, and it looked like Gateman would be able to get out of this inning, but the home run from Chris Armstrong puts Falmouth up 2-1 here in the bottom of the first.
Armstrong stayed with it, fouled off pitch after pitch. And he got all over that last one. Hammered it to right field. Didn't think it had enough initially, but Gonzalez knew it right away. Didn't make much of an effort as he started to trot back. So first 2 batters go down. Borfin with a base hit, and then Armstrong battling, and hitting deep to right. as Anthony Hall takes a strike. That's tough for Clayton because he started so strong and then just kind of fell off the last couple batters.
It's 0-1 to Hall. He grounds that to the second baseman. That's Jarvis tonight. He'll underhand to Kellum Clark to retire the side. Home run from Chris Armstrong puts Falmouth on top 2-1, and that's the score after 1 here at Gov Fuller Field. We'll be back on the Gateman Baseball Network.
For a nostalgic Cape Cod vacation experience, head to Bay Motor Inn, where guests are treated like family. Located in the heart of Buzzards Bay Village, this 1950s-style cottage colony still provides you with up-to-date amenities. The Gatemen thank the Bay Motor Inn for their support.
Baseball Factory's vision is to guide both players and parents through the college recruiting process into professionally trained players in order to find a school that is the right fit, both academically and athletically. Contact us at 877-752-6025.
Come on over to BB's Bar and Grill for food, drinks, and fun. Located on Cranberry Highway, come in to sample the delicious eats or relax with a drink while enjoying live entertainment. BB's is one of our team.
We enter the top of the second inning at Gov Fuller Field. The home run in the last inning from Chris Armstrong put Falmouth on top 2-1, and that's where we stand as we enter the top of the second. It's Jimmy Crooks leading things off for Wareham. He didn't play last night. It was Frechette behind the plate, but Crooks is back in tonight. He's at the 6th spot, leading things off here in the second. First pitch to the lefty Crooks. Breaking ball from Jasiak. That's in there for strike 1.
Yeah, on the bottom of the first, thought Clayton was out of trouble, but Armstrong kept the at-bat alive, fouled off a couple two-strike pitches, and then homered to right field to give Falmouth the lead.
The 0-1 Crooks fouls back towards us. It's 0-2.
And Crooks 0 for 8, or 0 for his last 8, after a 9-game hitting streak. See if he can get back to what he was doing so well. His average was up over 300. Now, just dipping back down around 270.
The 0-2 to Crooks. He stays alive, just like Hall. This count stays at 0-2 for Jimmy Crooks. Crooks with 3 doubles, 2 homers on the season. And he is outstanding behind the plate. 2 excellent catchers for the Gatemen with Frechette and Crooks. Crooks that grounds this one to the third baseman, Dukart. He tosses over to first to record out number 1. That brings up Cameron James, the shortstop out of Mississippi State. 2 Bulldogs in the 4 and the 7 spot for Wareham. Cameron James looking for his first hit of the Cape League season. He's 0 for 7.
Yeah, a guy I'm waiting for to get going. Had a nice year at Mississippi State. 12 homers, 61 RBIs.
First pitch is a swing and a miss. A nice breaking ball from Jasiak. James was out in front of it. James was 0 for 4 last night. He had 2 strikeouts. The 0-1 to James. He pops that up high toward foul territory down the right field line. That one will drop. Charging over was Curiali, Armstrong, and Borfin. But none of them was able to make the play. Count at 0-2. James again at short. There's been a lot of movement on the left side of that infield, so with Troy out tonight, it's Jarvis at second. And it's James at short and Brannigan at third, where we've seen him a decent amount this season. A few games ago had 3 incredible plays over at third. The 0-2 coming. That's a swing and a miss. It gets behind the catcher French. He'll fire over to first. in time. That one looked like French had a little bit of trouble locating that one, just got behind his feet, and with some help from Jasiak and the infield letting him know it was just behind him, he was able to locate it, fire over to Armstrong at first. For out number 2 brings up Cade Fergus.
Yeah, nice job staying with it. Lost it for a moment, but recovered it well. And then he had kind of a tough angle because James was already most of the way down the base pass, but threw a good low, hard throw to first. That was easy enough for Armstrong to handle.
Fergus batting .241 in the season. He didn't play last night either. Nice visit a few games ago from Fergus's family in center field.
Yep, held up the cardboard cutouts, had some fun signs.
So it's 1-0 to Fergus, center fielder out of George Washington. And the 1-0 misses low. It's 2-0. Fergus with one of each, a double, a triple, and a home run on the season. So Fergus, Gonzalez, Kern, Diodati. They've done some rotating in the outfield. Kern is out tonight. He's usually in right. And a breaking ball is in there for strike 1. It's 2-1 now for Cade Fergus.
Jasiak using his off-speed well in this frame.
Saw it with Cameron James on the pitch on which he struck out in front of it. And that was another breaking ball on that last pitch. The 2-1 misses low. It's 3-1 now for Fergus.
Yeah, trying to come with the curveball. Hit the pitch before, but missed that time. See if Fergus gets a pitch to hit here, 3-1.
3-1 coming from Jasiak. Fergus fouls that off. We go to a full count.
Well, as expected, high fastball. Fergus just was a little bit late, it seemed, and didn't quite connect well with it. Fouls it off, though.
So base is empty, 2 outs. Payoff pitch coming from Jasiak. Fergus fouls that off of his left ankle. Looks like he's doing okay, able to walk that one off. That one dribbled down the right field foul line. French tosses that over to the Commodores' dugout. Another fresh supply of baseballs coming to home plate umpire, courtesy of one of the back kids for Falmouth. Still a full count. Gateman trailing 2-1 here in the top of the second to Falmouth. RBI single from Jack Brannigan scored Tres Gonzalez in the top of the first. 3-2. Fergus hits that way up high, curling into foul territory. Third baseman Ducart able to make the catch for out number 3. Gatemen go 1-2-3 here in the top of the second. They trail 2-1. When we come back, it's the bottom of the second at Gov Fuller Field here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Imagine waking up to a seaside breeze, a fishing fleet leaving for work, and a crimson sun rising over seals relaxing on the sandbars. This is the experience of Chatham Bars Inn, Cape Cod's premier resort and spa. To learn more about Cape Cod's finest luxury hotel, resort, and spa, visit chathambarsinn.com.
Cape Cod Healthcare offers a comprehensive array of medical.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod Coca-Cola has been proudly refreshing the community for over 30 years, and we're honored to support the Cape Cod Baseball League and many other wonderful organizations on the Cape.
Cape Cod Healthcare is committed to providing tools and resources for your sustained well-being. We recognize the vital role of preventative medicine in your health journey and want to help you not only get well, but stay well.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. We offer over 400 different beverage choices on Cape Cod to quench every thirst, and more than 150 of those are low or no-calorie options.
Earn a bachelor's or master's degree. Complete a certificate.
Welcome back to Gov Fuller Field. We enter the bottom of the second. Owen, Sughrue, and Jack Sadighian with you tonight. Gateman trailing 2-1. Home run from Chris Armstrong. Scored 2 in the bottom of the first for Falmouth. It's Jonathan French, the catcher out of Clemson. The righty leading things off for the Commodores here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, Clayton retired the first 2 batters fairly easily, then a single. As that pitch comes in for a strike, and a couple of, excuse me, couple of 2-pitch or 2-strike foul backs. Armstrong allowed him to stay alive and get that home run.
The 0-1, this is a swing and a miss from French. This was 0-2. This one, like we were talking about earlier, sort of a reunion for 2 Tiger teammates. Clayton used to throwing to French in a different way with him behind the plate. Pitching against him here as French takes a breaking ball outside for ball 1. French didn't play last night. He's batting .258 on the season. 1-2 from Clayton. This time that's a fastball, misses outside.
Well, Clayton struggled a little bit putting away batters so far. Granted, this is only the 6th batter he's seen, but
Home plate umpire calls for time. French with 2 doubles and 2 homers on the season. And he's in the 6th spot. Home runs throughout this Falmouth lineup. The 2-2 misses inside. So, like you mentioned, Jack, Clayton was up 0-2 early. And now it's a full count to French. Clayton gets the signal from Crook's payoff pitch. That misses up high, so 2 strikes to start things off, and then 4 straight balls to Jonathan French. So his walk leads things off for Falmouth, brings up Jake Ducart, the 3rd baseman out of Oregon State.
Well, leadoff walks can be killer, but we'll see how Clayton responds. Coming off an outing against Hyannis 4 days ago where he went 5 innings scoreless, only gave up 1 hit and 2 base runners. A lot more pressure in just the 2nd inning here against Falmouth.
First pitch to Ducart misses low. Good stop from Crooks to keep that in front of him. Keeps French at first base.
But that was the longest outing Clayton's had since he said high school. So an impressive 5 innings. I don't know if that fatigue carries over 4 days. You'd think the arm would be fine by now.
Clayton getting acclimated to the starting role as Ducart lines that into right field. Gonzalez makes the catch, tosses over, try to tag up Jonathan French, and it got past Clark, but actually hit the shin of the first base coach for the Commodores, and very weakly. There was no damage done, but after all that, French will remain at first. It's 1 away from Michael Curiali.
Yeah, good try by Gonzalez. He doesn't have the biggest arm in right field, but nearly got French back at first. It was a difficult throw because he knew he had to get it off right away.
So 1 out, 1 on for Curiali. He takes ball 1 inside. Wind blowing out to left center here in Falmouth.
Curiali, a smooth player out of UCLA.
(1-0) to the second baseman. He fouls that back toward the backstop.
But it's been a tale of 2 stories for his first 2 games against Wareham. The first time we saw him in the home opener, 3 for 3 with 2 doubles and 2 RBIs. And then the next time, a week later, 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. But this is a bottom of the order that's not to be taken lightly for Falmouth. Some of their better hitters buried down here in the 6 through 9 spots.
1-1 to Curiali. Nice breaking ball from Clayton. Curiali is way in front of that one. Yeah, Curiali in the 8th spot, batting .246. He also has 2 homers and 13 RBI. Just 3 behind Jace Borfin, who's been one of the best offensive players in the Cape League. 1-2 coming from Clayton. Another foul from Curiali.
Clayton's struggling to figure out what his finishing pitch is right now. He's tried the curveball, he's tried fastball, changeup, but none of them are finishing off batters.
Clayton been ahead in quite a few counts, like you mentioned, Jack, and he has just struggled to put some batters away. It's still 1-2. He's going to try here against Curiali, another foul. So like the at-bat we saw from Armstrong that led to the home run, Curiali staying alive here at 1-2. French takes his lead on first. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. 2-1 Falmouth. Clayton gets the sign from Crooks, now delivers. And that breaking ball misses low and away. Trying to get Curiali to chase.
Yeah, Falmouth showing a lot of discipline in these first couple innings.
Count even at 2. Second baseman out of UCLA. And another foul. Curiali able to just get a piece of that one.
Yeah, did a nice job. I mean, he's doing the same thing Chris Armstrong did on his home run, just staying alive and waiting for that pitch to hit.
Still 2-2 to Curiali. Pitch. That one misses outside. And like you were saying, Jack, I was playing tennis with my dad, and we were saying that, you know, against good players in tennis, if you can just get the ball back, even if you're in a defensive position, just getting the ball back, and even if it's an easy shot for them, getting one back is much better than giving up a winner. And with these foul balls, you give yourself a chance to stay in the lineup. And finally, it's strike 3 to Curiali. So the home run from Armstrong, strikeout for Curiali after 2 long at-bats, but it's 2 away for Doug Hodo, the left fielder out of Texas.
Yeah, Clayton had to work for that one, but a nice job staying with it, getting a big strikeout. This was the same situation he had, runner on first, 2 outs in the first inning, and then gave up the home run. So he needs to take advantage of the 9-hitter here. Hodo hasn't had a lot of Cape League experience despite a really good season at Texas in the spring.
First pitch to Hodo, that's in there for strike 1. Hodo out of Bourne, Texas. I was watching a game between Texas and Oklahoma State past season, and the entire starting lineup for Texas was in state, as this one's grounded past Brannigan into left field. And Diodati charging over, and that will be a ground rule double. Oh, it looks like it just made its way foul. My apologies, that's my fault. It just got a few feet left of that third base line before third base. So after all that.
Luke Boyers.
No, you were right, Owen. It was a ground rule double. Excuse me, I actually told you wrong. I thought they were ruling it foul, but they're saying it got out of play over by the porta potty in the left field corner.
So I think my lesson learned out of that situation is sometimes I should talk less.
Or don't listen to me.
Not true. So it's a strike to start things off to Boyers. After all that, it's French on third, Hodo on second. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. The 0-1 to Boyers. Breaking ball in there for strike 2.
That was actually a really good break for Wareham because definitely a run would have scored for Falmouth. At first, I thought it was the third base coach putting the brakes on French at third, and I was thinking, what is he doing? And I realized it's the umpire.
The 0-2 to Boyers. That's a check swing. And yes, he did. So that's strike 3, out number 3 to Luke Boyers. Commodores still leading 2-1 after 2 at Gov Fuller Field. When we come back, it's the top of the third on the Gateman Baseball Network.
Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. In-person and high-flex classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about the programs in business, accounting, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more,
Visit curry.edu.
Clobbered high and deep to right center field, and this one is gone. A home run.
That home run's brought to you by Eastern Propane and Oil. Another scholarship for a deserving youth. Eastern Propane and Oil, we're in your neighborhood.
Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. In-person and high-flex classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about the programs in business, accounting, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu.
We head to the third on the Gateman Baseball Network. Jack Sadighian, Owen Sughrue, Jake Jasiak on the mound. Falmouth up 2-1. Gave up a run off an RBI single from Jack Brannigan, the second batter of the game in the first. Falmouth got 2 runs off a homer to right from Chris Armstrong in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, well done from Clayton in that last inning. It wasn't like he wasn't in trouble. Runners on second and third, and big strikeout to the leadoff man Boyers to get out of that inning. Keep it a 1-run game. It's good stuff from Clayton.
He'll have Jarvis, Gonzalez, and Brannigan, the 9, 1, and 2 hitters for Wareham. Jarvis making his third appearance in the 9 spot for Wareham. First pitch from Jasiak. Misses outside.
Also Jarvis moving over to second. He played both short and second for Alabama this past season.
Yeah, mostly been at shortstop this summer. The 1-0 is a breaking ball for a strike. Jarvis leading off the third, 2-1 Falmouth lead. And Jasiak working from the stretch. The 1-1 is low. Beautiful weather today. We haven't seen that in about a week here on the Cape. But sun is out. Sky is clear for the most part. And it's a beautiful day for baseball. 2-1 pitch is a fastball for a strike on the inner half.
Yeah, it has been unfortunate. I know you had some family visiting, and Nick did as well, and not ideal weather for summer in Cape Cod.
People kept promising me, they're like, it's not always like this. 2-2. Called, strike 3. Jarvis doesn't agree. Jasiak's second strikeout, and there's one away in the top of the third. 2-1 Falmouth lead, nobody on for Tres Gonzalez.
And that's a tough strikeout for Jarvis. He now has 16 strikeouts and 67 at-bats in Wareham. He had 16 in 173 at-bats this past season at Alabama.
Yes, struggled with the strikeouts a little bit on the Cape, a lot more than usual for him. First pitch to Tres Gonzalez is a fastball upstairs for ball 1. Gonzalez walked his first time up and ended up scoring on an RBI single from Brannigan, who's on deck. 1-0. Upstairs again.
Yeah, it was a great leadoff at bat from Gonzalez, and you mentioned a few innings ago how that leadoff walk can just be deadly, and good example there from Gonzalez to start things off in the top of the first. The RBI single from Brannigan put the Gatemen on top early.
2-0 is fouled off.
And that slice brought to you by Supreme Pizza, located just down Route 28.
But the shakeup in the lineup paid off in the first, as Gonzalez in his first time leading off this summer walked, and then Brannigan in his first time in the 2-hole hit an RBI single. Good lineup construction from Don Sneddon. 2-1. A fastball for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes for Tres Gonzalez. 2-1 Falmouth lead. 1 out with nobody on in the top of the third. Jasiak likes the sign. Here's the 2-2. Lined out to center field. Backtracking is Boyers. It's off his glove. Gonzalez to second standing up. And we've seen this movie before with Tres Gonzalez against Katuitt. Had what would have been a 2 RBI double off the glove of Rivertown, the center fielder. It was ruled a hit and then later changed to an error. That looked like a hit to me, Owen, but we'll see how it's scored.
Exactly like that one in Katuitt. It's a good point, Jack, and hit the glove of Boyers. Looked to me like Boyers was a little bit casual with that and didn't run over to that to meet that. He was shifting to his right. Didn't run over to meet it as fast as he could have, and I think he was just a little bit casual.
And it is ruled an error to the center fielder, Boyers. First pitch to Jack Brannigan is fouled back. And it did go off his glove. I mean, it's the correct call. It just seems like a bad break to me for Tres Gonzalez.
Yeah, certainly frustrating for his stat sheet. Those were 2 very well hit balls.
So Brannigan, who drove in Wareham's only run of the game at the plate, and that pitch misses low and outside to make it 1-1. Has Gonzalez in scoring position, a chance to drive him in again. Same exact scenario he had in the first inning. He drove the ball to center field to bring Gonzalez around. The 1-1. Grounded weakly to the left side. That's rounded off by the shortstop, Colden. And he holds the ball. Colden tried to make a move to get Gonzalez at third, but the third baseman, Ducart, was off the bag. He had come towards the ground ball as well, and then he lost the throw to first. So now runners on the corners. Brannigan reaches on a fielder's choice. Excuse me. That will be ruled an infield single.
So a couple of miscues defensively here for Falmouth. That one just looked like it got a little bit caught up in the glove of Cody Colden.
First pitch to Owen Diodati, grounded foul. 2-1 Falmouth lead, but the Gatemen with runners on the corners in the top of the third and only 1 out for the best hitter in their lineup. Owen Diodati, 5 home runs and 15 RBIs this season. A solo home run to straightaway center at Spillane Field last night against Katuitt. First home run we've seen to straightaway center in Wareham. 0-1, cut on and missed. Came with the fastball outside.
Diodati, after that lightning fast start to the season and some of his struggles in these past few games, he has struggled with strikeouts early in games. And down 0-2, he's been better with that in just the past couple, but over those past few weeks when he was struggling, that was an issue.
That pitch fouled back. Keep it at 0-2 for Diodati. First time these two teams have met since June 28th. 17 days for the West Division foes. And the third time they've played this season. Would have been 4, but one of them rained out after 2 innings. We sat here in the pouring rain, tried to call it. That pitch skied into the infield. Brannigan was on the move. He heads back to first. Third baseman Ducart coming all the way to the pitcher's mound to make the catch for the second out.
Yeah, Ducart, that one just slipped a little bit out of his glove. Had to make a little adjustment to make what looked like a routine play at the start. He is coming awfully far over from third, all the way over to toward the right side of the infield.
So 2 outs now, still runners on the corners. Falmouth clinging to a 1-run lead, and Kellum Clark comes to the plate. It's Gonzalez on third, Brannigan on first. Big opportunity for the first baseman from Mississippi State. First pitch from Jasiak. We'll have to wait for it as he tosses it over to first to check on Brannigan.
Clark has struggled to start the season. A double, though, last night, and a single in the first inning.
First pitch to Clark, swung on and missed. It's a high fastball at 89 miles per hour. Wareham missed a couple late opportunities against Catuit last night. Had 2 runners in scoring position in the 7th and 8th innings and failed to bring either in. A runner in scoring position now with runners on the corners. That pitch, Brannigan goes to second, throw down, not in time. Gonzalez from third, he's going to score. Double steal for second and home works, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, that's the second throw we've seen from French that hasn't quite been on cue. And a good slide from Brannigan, and just what you want with Gonzalez scoring. That ties things up.
How about that? Second time that's worked for Wareham this summer. 1-1 to Clark. That pitch in the dirt. Now 2-1.
Yeah, and important for the Gatemen, I think, or for whatever reason, it feels like earlier in games, too, they often have runners on third and have struggled at times to score them. So with Gonzalez scoring there off of third base, that could help the Gatemen get a little bit of momentum offensively.
That pitch upstairs, Clark check swing, did not go around. 3 balls and a strike now to Kellum Clark. Brannigan, the lone base runner, at second. It's 2-2 in the top of the third. Gonzalez has scored both runs of the game for Wareham. An important West Division matchup. A win for Wareham today gets them tied for second in the West with Catuit. 3-1 pitch is a breaking ball low. Kellum Clark takes his walk. Runners on first and second, 2 away in the top of the third. Yohandy Morales heading to the plate.
Good at bat there from Clark. Just keeps this inning alive with 2 outs. And already with Gonzalez scoring in that at bat, this just keeps things going here in the third for Morales.
2 on, 2 out in a tie game for Morales. Grounded into a 6-4-3 double play his first time up, with runners on first and second in the first. First pitch to him is swung on and missed. It's been a bit of a struggle recently for Morales. His first game was July 4th for Wareham. Burst onto the scene those first 3 or 4 games and then has fallen off recently. Now hitting under 200 at 172. Jasiak from the belt, a look at second. The 0-1 is a curveball for strike 2.
Yeah, it was a tough game last night for Yo-Yo. He was 0 for 2 with a walk, and then Angelo Despina pinch hit for Morales later in the game. So he only got 3 at-bats last night.
0-2 pitch. In the dirt, blocked up well by French. Good take for Morales. It's now a ball and 2 strikes to the third baseman from Miami, who's DHing today for Wareham. Second time he's had a runner in scoring position at the plate. Can he bring one in and give Wareham their second lead of the game? 1-2. Chopper to the left side. Colden has it. His flip to second, not there. Throw to the plate. Got Brannigan. So mistake nearly cost Falmouth, but heads up play from Curiali. He throws Brannigan out at home plate. 2-2 game, bottom of the third in a moment on the Gateman Baseball Network.
Wareham House of Pizza has been serving Wareham and Marion for over 40 years with steak and cheese, pizza, and subs. Located in Shaw's Plaza, head on over for pickup or let them deliver to you.
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae, and then top it all off with a round of mini golf. Cool Cone, located on Route 6 on the Wareham Marion line.
The law firm of Lang, Exafaris & Bullard, providing families and businesses in the greater New Bedford community with legal services for 40 years. We look forward to serving you. For an appointment, call 508-992-1270. We invite you to learn more about the law firm of Lang, Exafaris & Bullard by visiting our website, lxblaw.com.
Legacy Insurance Agency at 213 Main Street here in Wareham can offer you coverage for all your insurance needs. We have the bundle discounts, the accident forgiveness, the vanishing deductible, no loss, etc. But unlike those gimmick companies, we can quote you with multiple carriers. So forget the lizard and price tool and come talk to a professional. We'll help you find what's right for you.
Welcome back to the Gateman Baseball Network.
Leading off the inning, the shortstop.
Bottom of the third we go. 2-2 game. And Nick Clayton still on the mound for Wareham. His only blemish was a 2-run homer to Chris Armstrong in the first. He'll have Colden, Borfin, and Armstrong, the 2-3-4 hitters, in the last of the third. And the first pitch to Cody Colden is well upstairs. Had to actually duck out of the way.
Yeah, Clayton has been very solid tonight. Again, adjusting to that starting role. Tends to come in later in games at Clemson, and he's done very well so far this game. Again, just that home run.
That pitch chopped to the left side. Brannigan up in the grass, gloves it, and throws it to first for the first out.
Yeah, Brannigan was in awfully close and able to pick that one off early. That one hit fairly weakly to that left side of the infield, so Brannigan in a good position, able to take it off of the sod and fire over to Clark. If he were farther back, Colden might have had enough time to reach first.
First pitch to Jace Borfin is fouled off. Borfin singled and scored in the first. 2-2 game, 1 out, nobody on in the bottom of the third. The 0-1 from Clayton is fouled away.
Borfin, 8th in batting average coming into tonight, 2nd in home runs. Tied with Owen Diodati with 5.
Clayton from the windup, the 0-2. Called, strike 3. Takes down Borfin in 3 pitches. His third strikeout. Now 2 away in the bottom of the third.
Good start to this third inning for Clayton. Facing the heart of this Commodores order. 2 and 3 batters. It's Armstrong here, of course, with the home run in the first.
First pitch to Chris Armstrong is ripped into right field. Gonzalez on a dive missed it. It's to the wall. Fergus has it now. Throws it in. Armstrong well into second. So Armstrong now 2 for 2 with a 2-run homer and a 2-out double. Actually, both of those, the home run and the double, coming with 2 outs. He's in scoring position as the leading run in the bottom of the third, and that'll bring up Anthony Hall.
It's just sort of an awkward play for Tres Gonzalez. Decided to dive to try to make the play, and just he wouldn't have been there anyway, so I didn't think he had much of a chance to even stop it and keep Armstrong at first. Certainly got behind him. Fergus from center field able to cover, but just an awkward distance for Gonzalez moving to his right.
First pitch to Hall is weakly grounded to the left side. Brannigan charges, gets it, throws it to first for the third out. 2-2 game, 4th inning in a moment on the Gateman Baseball Network.
The AD Makepeace Company also owns and operates Reed Custom Soils, the area's leading manufacturer of custom soils, including CU structural soil and Rooflight certified green roof media. Reed Custom Soils is also a manufacturer and distributor of baseball infield mix and conditioners. To learn more, visit admakepeace.com or reedcustomsoils.com.
Got legal trouble? Attorney Mark Deshays is here to help the greater New Bedford area with real estate and business law, estate planning, and probate. Visit him today.
After the game, visit El Mariachi on Main Street for the best Mexican food in Wareham. The cantina provides a delicious late-night snack accompanied by fun cocktails.
All knotted up, 2 runs apiece, top of the 4th. On the Gateman Baseball Network, Jack Sadighian, Owen Sughrue. It's Jimmy Crooks, Cameron James, and Cade Fergus, the 6, 7, 8 hitters, due up for Wareham against Jack Jasiak, now in his 4th inning of work.
Yeah, Jasiak been solid so far. Crooks led things off in the 2nd, and Crooks, James, and Fergus went 1, 2, 3. So in what's been a close game, Crooks has been excellent offensively for most of this season. So this part of the order with a chance to sort of set the table for the top of the order in this inning and put the Gatemen back on top after they led 1-0 after the 1st and haven't led since then.
Yeah, led briefly following the first frame, and then Falmouth with 2 runs in the bottom half of the 1st. Wareham with another in the 3rd to tie it. First pitch to Crooks is a fastball for a strike. Crooks a 5-3 ground out his first time up in the 2nd. One is a high chopper to the right side. It's rounded off by Curiali, and he quickly tossed it to first for the first out.
Yeah, Curiali stumbled initially, just coming in from the edge of that right field grass toward this infield dirt, and just stumbled a little bit, made a good scoop on a chopper, and then a good little sidearm throw over to Armstrong.
So 1 out, nobody on for Cameron James in a tie game. He struck out his first time up. Jasiak from the belt. His first pitch is fouled back.
Now James strikeout. He's now 0 for 8 on the season, but like you mentioned, Jack, he was very good for Mississippi State this past season. You got to think that the offense will come.
Here's the 0-1. Check swing, did not go. Appeal to first, confirms. A ball and a strike for Cameron James. Looking for his first Cape League hit. And here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed. Pulled the string on a nice curveball.
Nice breaking ball there from Jasiak. That's 2 in a row now. That one, James just way out in front of it. Had some nice dip action.
Slight wind out to center tonight. 1-2 pitch. Popped up. That'll straddle the first base line as Armstrong comes on and makes the catch. 2 away, still nobody on. Now Cade Fergus coming to the plate. 2-2 game in the top of the 4th. A win for Wareham today ties them up with Catuit for 2nd in the West. A win for Falmouth ties them up with Wareham for 3rd in the West and keeps each of these teams a game back from Catuit, who's off today. First pitch to Cade Fergus is fouled back.
Of course, we were here a few weeks ago on that rainout, got through about 2 innings. So that game going down as no points for either team.
Yeah, no contest. And Falmouth has been hit by more cancellations than anyone so far this season, as that pitch is fouled off. Fergus just poked it back, and it's 0-2. They've had 4 cancellations, Owen. Back-to-back cancellations against YD in Orleans. As that one is roped into left field for a base hit.
Nice piece there from Fergus. Didn't play last night, lined out to 3rd in the 2nd. Good start here in the fourth for the center fielder.
So it's a 1-out base hit for, or 2-out base hit, excuse me, for Cade Fergus to put him aboard. That's the leading run on first, and Jim Jarvis heading to the plate. The 9-hitter struck out looking his first time up. And the first pitch to him is a fastball low. Jarvis was solid at Alabama this past season. His batting average wasn't that high, but had a pretty good on-base percentage, over 360. As he lines one into right center, that'll get down. Boyer's struggling to handle it. Fergus is going to round third, and he scores. Jarvis to second, and the Gatemen lead 3-2. Jim Jarvis delivers with 2 outs. And the Gatemen have retaken the lead for the first time since the first inning.
Yeah, 2-out base hits for the Gatemen. The single from Fergus to start this off, and then the double from Jim Jarvis, his 4th of the season. And with 2 outs, just what the Gatemen could have wanted from their 6, 7, 8, 9 hitters. And they find themselves back in the lead for the first time since the top of the first.
So there's going to be a mound meeting for Jack Jasiak. He's now given up 3 earned through 3 2/3. His day is done. A call to the pen. New pitcher when we come back. 3-2 Wareham in the 4th.
We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod. On behalf of the Wareham Gatemen, the 9 other teams, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2021 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize
the Yawkey Foundation, Curry College, Cape Cod Healthcare, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod,
Badger Sport, 47 Brand, Cape Cod 5-cent Savings Bank, Milton Cat, Mosquito Marys.
Fairway Financial, Ocean Spray, Seaside Le Mans, Rogers Gray, Franklin Sports.
Cape Destinations, Sullivan Tire, Cape Cod Times, Kinlan and Grover Real Estate, Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce.
Highline Cruises, Sports Picks, On Deck Sports, Barnstable Bat, Highness Area Chamber of Commerce.
HP Hood, Sunderland Printing, Axis Bats, Quest Diagnostics, Cape Space. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
The Cape Cod Baseball League and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We ask for your cooperation and positive support of the participants and officials. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or any other intimidating actions will not be tolerated. Thank you. We ask parents to keep their children off the roofs of the dugouts, away from the batting cages, and out of the bullpen areas. Please throw rubbish.
Charles Harrison out of UCLA, the new pitcher on the mound. The right-hander will have Tres Gonzalez with 2 outs, and Jim Jarvis on second in the top of the 4th. Wareham with the 3-2 lead following Jarvis's RBI double, his 9th RBI of the season.
Harrison has had his struggles this season, comes into tonight with a 7.94 ERA and 5 2/3 innings pitched. This is his 5th appearance of the season.
First pitch to Gonzalez, misses low for ball 1. So Jasiak, 3 2/3, 3 runs off 5 hits. He's responsible for Jarvis on second. Wareham trying to add to a 1-run lead. Gonzalez walked in the first and then reached on an error by the center fielder in the third. That pitch swung around on for strike 1.
Yeah, that one a fastball in the dirt. Probably one Gonzalez would like to have back. That one was low, and you often see it with breaking balls, but that one a fastball.
He nearly held his swing, just went around. So a ball and a strike now. Harrison working from the stretch. And after a long stare down, Gonzalez calls time. 3 runs for Wareham off 5 hits, 2 for Falmouth off 4 hits. Harrison a look at Jarvis at second. The 1-1 is a breaking ball low. Two balls and a strike for Tres Gonzalez. On a 3-game hit streak. Awarded with his first time in the leadoff spot today. That pitch, grounded foul down the first baseline. Now 2-2. Jarvis was on the move. He'll have to head back to second.
Gonzalez scored twice off of the walk in the top of the first and then that double in the third. So he's been the source of 2 of the 3 runs for Wareham.
Jarvis on second with 2 outs. Here's the 2-2. In the dirt. Jarvis taking off as it got away from French. French has it, but no throw. Jarvis to third safely. So he's 90 feet away from a 2-run lead for Wareham, and it's a full count for Gonzalez.
Yeah, French definitely thought about that, throwing over to third, but by the time he'd gathered and the throw to Ducart, looked like it would have been late, so Jarvis able to reach.
Rule the wild pitch. Here's the payoff. Just upstairs. Gonzalez draws his second walk of the game. And there's runners on the corners for Jack Brannigan.
The third baseman, number 9.
The third baseman's 2 for 2. Couple base hits. And an RBI off of his base hit in the first.
Good at bat there from Gonzalez after the mistake on that low fastball and just went around. He's aboard for the 3rd time tonight. Second walk.
Brannigan, who's been swinging it well the last few games, gets a chance with a runner in position, and Gonzalez on first. Jarvis at third. 3-2 Wareham lead with 2 outs in the top of the 4th. Harrison trying to clean up Jaziak's trouble as that breaking ball comes in for a strike.
And all this with 2 outs. Fergus with 2 outs got things started with the single. The double from Jarvis drove him in, and now the walk from Gonzalez. It's Jarvis on third, Gonzalez on first.
Throw to first to check on Gonzalez. It's 0-1 to Brannigan. And here's the pitch. That is knuckled out into center field. Boyers to his right, settles, makes the catch. Wareham gets 1 to retake the lead off of 2 hits, but they leave 2 stranded in the 4th. Bottom half of the inning coming up on the Gateman Baseball Network.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterways, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway.
The Gatemen would like to thank Wareham Country Market for helping to feed the Gatemen players and staff after games. They are located about a quarter of a mile from the field on Route 6, offering a convenience store, a Dunkin' Donuts, and a deli.
Village Signs of Mattapoisett. They do it all, from logo design, trucks and buildings, to boats. Village Signs has proudly served Southern New England for over 35 years. Visit them at villagesignsinc.com for all your signage needs.
That double play is brought to you by TM Ryder Insurance Agency. Package your home and auto insurance for the perfect double play.
(3-2) Wareham lead, bottom of the 4th inning. Jack Sadighian, Owen Sughrue. And Nick Clayton's continuing his outing on the mound. He went 5 innings his last time out against Hyannis and trying to extend again today, heading into the fourth.
Yeah, Clayton, after giving up 2 runs in the first, he's faced some trouble in the second and the third. It was runners on second and third in the second, and then Armstrong on second in the third, but he's been able to get out of any of the trouble he's faced since the first inning, so
Now batting the catcher, number
he
10.
comes back out for the fourth.
The damage against him has been with 2 outs. All 4 hits, including the home run from Chris Armstrong. That was a 2-run home run to right field in the first, coming with 2 outs. Jonathan French will start the last of the fourth for Falmouth, and the first pitch to him is a curveball for a strike. Wareham retook the lead in the top half of the inning. Came off an RBI double from Jim Jarvis, as the 0-1 is another breaking ball for a strike.
Yeah, the dreaded leadoff walk to French. He led things off in the second inning, and he did get to third, but some good outs from Clayton and the Gatemen defense. That got them out of that inning unscathed.
Here's the 0-2. Poked foul straight back. Keep it at 0-2 for Jonathan French. Clayton from the windup. The pitch is served out into left field. Diodati on the run, dives and makes the catch. Owen Diodati, yet another diving play in left.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few on the season now from Owen Diodati, and yet another. That one, he's shifting towards center field to his left, and nice diving catch, out number 1. Big difference from having French on to lead things off or out number 1. Gateman would much rather have the latter.
First pitch to Jake Dukart is a breaking ball for strike 1. 1 out, nobody on in the bottom of the fourth. 3-2 Wareham lead. The 0-1 is a fastball for a strike, right down the middle at 89.
Yeah, Clayton been finding the zone very well so far in this inning. He had some trouble in the third, but he's much sharper here in the fourth.
Here's the 0-2. Missed outside. Now a ball and 2 strikes to the left-handed hitter, Jake Dukart. He flew out to right in the second. One-two pitch. Just poked foul. I mean, Dukart caught it off the very end of his bat.
I could just faintly hear the end of his bat, barely getting a piece of that one and in the dirt.
Crooks tried to sell it and throw a tag on Ducart's back. Second 1-2. Smoked to the right side, caught by Clark. Got it just before it hit the ground by the first base bag. Now 2 away, still nobody on for Michael Curiali. The second baseman is 0 for 1 with the strikeout. Wareham up by 1 and the last of the fourth.
Curiali had a good at bat in the second. A lot of fouls. He was at 1 and 2 for a long time, ended in a strikeout.
First pitch from Clayton is swung on and missed. Clayton, after a tough first inning where he gave up the 2-run homer, in trouble in the second, has been cruising so far in the third and fourth. 0-1. Fastball right down the middle. Quickly, Curiali behind 0-2. Clayton working quickly from the windup. 0-2 pitch, missed outside.
Yeah, that fastball hovering around 89, 90 for Clayton, and this inning has really been the location. He's been able to find the corners very well. Again, a lot of strikes.
The 1-2 is in the dirt, taken by Curiali. So 2 balls and 2 strikes for the second baseman from UCLA. Wareham up 3-2. 2 outs, nobody on. Clayton trying to finish off the fourth. Here's the pitch. Grounded right back to Clayton. He has it, tosses it to first for the third out. 1-2-3 inning for Nick Clayton, his first 1-2-3 frame of the evening. And it's 3-2 Wareham, fifth inning coming up.
That double play is brought to you by TM Ryder Insurance Agency. Package your home and auto insurance for the perfect double play.
Wherever you call home, from Boston to the South Shore to the South Coast to the Cape and Islands, Rogers Gray has you covered for all of your coastal homeowners insurance needs. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gatemen.
Catchers aren't the only ones protecting home. With Rogers Gray, you have more coastal homeowners insurance options and a true expertise in their people. Protect your home with Rogers Gray. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball.
Welcome back to Gov Fuller Field as we enter the top of the fifth inning. Owen, Sughrue, and Jack Sadighian. Gateman leading 3-2 after 4. Owen Diodati in the 3 spot tonight, leading things off here in the 5th.
Well, it's been a back and forth game, Owen. Wareham with 1 run in each of the first, third, and fourth innings, and Falmouth 2 runs off a Chris Armstrong homer in the first.
First pitch to Diodati. Fastball catches the outside corner for strike 1. Charles Harrison, right-hander out of Cal, still on the mound for Falmouth. The 0-1 to Diodati, breaking ball. Diodati out in front of it, so it's strike 2. Diodati is 0 for 2 tonight, flat out to center in the first, and then lined out to third in the third.
Well, we've talked a lot about how people are starting to throw more soft away to him, but he's been figuring it out recently. For him, it's just about being selective and waiting for his pitch.
And the 0-2 misses way up high at eye level to Diodati as the lights come on here at Gov Fuller Field. Shadows making their way across center field, now into right. Sun setting over the woods behind the third base line. 1-2 to Diodati. He lines foul right of the first base coach for Wareham. Toward the right field bleachers. A good crowd here in Falmouth. Fans lining the bleachers from the Falmouth dugout on the right field line all the way down to the right field foul pole. Still 1-2 to Diodati. Pitch coming from Harrison. Diodati out in front of it, takes a bounce off the catcher French. The throw to Armstrong is in time. We've seen a few of those. We saw it to Cameron James in the second inning. Not an easy play for French. That one bounced off of his left shin guard and took a carom to his left, and a good throw and a good catch from Armstrong for a loud strikeout, but a strikeout nonetheless.
I think that's an at-bat Diodati will probably want back. Swung at 2 breaking balls that, you know, they were good pitches from Harrison, but dipped in, either hit the plate or hit the dirt in front of the plate.
So it's Kellum Clark, the first baseman. Another lefty at bat for Wareham. Fouls the first one off to the backstop. Clark 1 for 1 on the night with a walk in the third.
Yeah, he's had a good night so far. You know he's going to get going this summer. It's just a matter of when. Same with Cameron James.
Mississippi State presence growing in Wareham. It's 0-1 to Clark. Fastball catches the inside corner for strike 1. Excuse me, for strike 2.
That one at 90 from Harrison. It's pretty much the velocity we've seen pitchers sitting at tonight, 89 to about 91, 92.
The 0-2 coming to Clark. Big breaking ball, just stays about chest high to Clark.
That was a really good pitch. Came with, looked like a curveball to me, Owen, and it dipped down very late and nearly got the top of the strike zone at the last second.
Started up so high. It's 1-2. Breaking ball gets behind French. Count even at 2. That one off the bounce hit the wrist of French. That one shook up his wrist a little bit, and home plate umpire, out of courtesy, will toss back to Harrison himself. Little tap on the helmet to French. Hope he's okay. It's 2-2 to Clark. And a similar breaking ball. That one does catch the top part of the zone, so it's strike 3 called to Clark. 2 outs here for Yohandy Morales.
Yeah, nice pitch. Stayed with the breaking ball even though he missed a couple times. He got him for strike 3. 2 straight strikeouts for Charles Harrison.
And the pitch to Morales. He goes back to the breaking ball. That one's a little high, a little inside, so it's 1-0. Morales at DH tonight. The 1-0 from Harrison. Yo-Yo thought about it. Able to hold up. So the count goes to 2-0. Morales has been the batter to end both the first and the third innings. Grounded into a double play in the first, and then Brannigan was tagged out on the at-bat in the third as he pops this one up into right field. Moving to his right is Jace Borfin. And he makes the catch for out number 3. Gatemen go 1-2-3 here in the 5th. Still 3-2 Wareham. We head to the bottom of the 5th at Gov Fuller Field coming up next.
Redshirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedoms. In support of this program, the Cape League teams will be wearing a specially designed red jersey every Friday. This special weekly celebration of Redshirt Fridays is sponsored by 47 Brand, HP Hood, Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority, Advanced Embroidery, and the Cape League. Support our troops and join us by wearing red each Friday.
Mosquito bites and ticks. No, yikes! When the bugs get scary, just call Mosquito Mary's 866 Ask Mary or visit us at mosquitomarys.com.
What's up, Gateman fans? Looking for Wareham jerseys, shirts, and hats? You can find all of that and more online at gateman.org/shop. Visit to get all your Gateman gear today.
The Cape Cod Baseball League would like to welcome our new sponsor, Mosquito Mary's, a locally owned, family-operated business that provides all-natural mosquito and tick control services. Call 866-ASK-MARY or go to mosquitomarys.com. Mention the Cape Cod Baseball League and get your first treatment for only $29.
We enter the bottom of the 5th at Gov Fuller Field. Gateman leading 3-2. And after 4 innings from Nick Clayton, giving up 4 hits and 2 runs, it's Christian Rubeck on the mound for Wareham.
Yeah, Rubeck in now his 5th appearance. 2.45 ERA and 7 1/3. Off 7 hits and 3 walks. He has 8 strikeouts. Looked good so far this summer. He can throw a 4-pitch mix. Fastball and slider are his go-to. And his fastball will sit around 93.
So Brannigan will hand deliver the ball back to Rubeck. It's Doug Hodo, the left fielder out of Texas, leading things off for Falmouth. They trail by 1 here in the bottom of the 5th. Hodo doubled in the second. And the first pitch from Rubeck to Hodo misses just low. That one at 92 from Rubeck. So, mentioned Jack, a lot of the fastballs we've seen thus far, they've been around that 89, 90, 91 range. Rubeck with some good speed, another 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Hodo fouls that one off to the backstop, so the count even at 1 to the left fielder. That was the first hit of Hodo's Cape League season. He was 0 for 6 coming into tonight. And the 1-1, another foul.
Well, and it can be deceiving because you look at the guy and say, oh, he's 0 for 6, slow start, but had a big season at Texas. A starter since his arrival there in 2020, and this year hit 281 and 62 starts, 5 homers, 44 RBIs, and a 384 on base percentage. I mean, just a good baseball player.
It's 1-2. And a strike 3 called. That one at 93, the fastball from Rubeck. So a good start. That's 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th.
Well, Rubeck knows how to strike guys out. Him and Spencer Miles kind of have a similar game. Fastball with one really good off-speed pitch. It's a curveball for Miles. And it could be either the changeup or the slider for Rubeck. Misses on a changeup to the leadoff man Boyes to start him off. But guys that know how to strike people out.
And that's a swing and a miss from Luke Boyers. Count even at 1. And the 1-1 coming to the leadoff man for Falmouth. Another swing and a miss.
Rubeck didn't throw a lot this past season at Oklahoma. Only 13 innings, but he had 14 strikeouts.
2 Sooners, both on the mound and behind the plate here for Wareham. The 1-2. That one just outside. Looked like a good pitch, but just missed. So the count even at 2 for Luke Boyers.
Well, that was his spot. Fastball on the outer edge.
2-2, breaking ball. That one misses outside.
So fastball, changeup are the big 2 we've seen so far from Rubeck. Haven't seen a lot of that slider yet.
Boyers, the lefty for Falmouth. He's 0 for 2, flied out to right in the first and then struck out in the second. Payoff pitch coming from Rubeck. Breaking ball stays up high. So Boyers will take his base. Brings up Cody Colden, the shortstop out of Washington State.
Well, that's a tying run on first, so Falmouth with their first base runner since the 3rd. But Colden has been a Wareham victim so far. 0 for 11 now against Wareham.
0 for 2 tonight as Colden takes the first pitch. A fastball misses low and away for ball 1. It's Boyers on first. 1 out. Gateman leading 3-2 here in the bottom of the 5th in Falmouth. Beautiful night on the Cape. Check swing from Colden. He went around. Just count even at 1 to the shortstop.
And just looking up at the sky, he knows that that was a poor swing.
One he'd certainly like to have back. It's 1-1. Look over to Boyers at first and a throw over to Clark. Boyers back safely.
Boyers had a slightly generous, about 4 or 5 step leadoff first. Rubeck with a decent pickoff move, almost got him.
And the 1-1, that's fouled off to the backstop from Colden. Colden struck out in the first and then grounded out to third to lead off the 3rd inning. So his struggles against the Gatemen continuing. Counts at 1-2. The shortstop out of Wazoo. And that's another check swing. And he went around, so that's strike 3. Second strikeout of the inning for Christian Rubeck. Brings up Jace Borafin, right fielder out of Arkansas.
Nice job against Colden. His Gateman struggles continue. The most dangerous hitter, in the lineup for Falmouth coming up now, and Jace Borafin.
Borafin fouls the first one off. Shallow of the Gateman dugout on this left field line. Borfin's 1 for 2 tonight. He struck out looking in his last at bat in the third. Singled in the first and then scored off of the home run from the cleanup man, Chris Armstrong. So it's Boyer still on first. The 0-1 to Borfin. He pops into shallow left field. A nice catch from Jack Brannigan, reaching over his left shoulder to retire the side. So Gatemen still lead 3-2 after 5 here in Falmouth. When we come back, it's the top of the 6th on the Gatemen Baseball Network. We head to the 6th here in Falmouth. Owen Sughrue and Jack Sadighian with you. Jimmy Crooks leading things off for Wareham here in Falmouth on a beautiful summer night.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Cape was due.
It sure was. We've had some brutal weather these past few days. Sun settling gently now. Some pink in the clouds over the left field fence. Gateman leading 3-2. First pitch to Crooks. That misses low. Gets behind French.
That was like a 57-footer. But Charles Harrison through 1 1/3 has been solid so far. Has walked a batter, but that's been the only blemish.
The 1-0 to Crooks. That misses low and inside. I can't help but think of one of Crooks' at-bats in Falmouth in the rain when one of his bats went absolutely flying into the right field bleachers on that rainy night.
No fault of his own. But look out if you're a fan over there behind the Falmouth dugout.
Crooks grounds that one weakly toward the Commodores' dugout down the right field line. It's 2-1 now to the catcher out of Oklahoma. Crooks is 0 for 2 on the night. Didn't play last night. Comes into the night batting .269. 3 doubles and 2 homers. And the 2-1 fouls that one off. Count even at 2. One of my favorite recent discoveries at Spillane was an osprey nest in one on top of one of the right field lights, and we have the same here in Falmouth.
That's been there the whole season, though. Did you just notice?
I just noticed it yesterday. I noticed one of the osprey bringing
Those
dinner.
Things are freaky, man.
And the 2-2 misses low in the dirt.
They hang out on the lights. Actually, at Hyannis, they had to build like an extra light post, and that wasn't actually used to light the field, but just to get the osprey to put their nest over there and stop ruining all their lights across the outfield.
So the real crow's nest, Falmouth has what they call a crow's nest here behind home plate, but That one, I suppose, the osprey nest down there in right field. Crooks fouls another one off. Last night, I noticed the osprey bringing the fish in for dinner to its family. And tonight, the osprey having as good a look as anybody of the field, hanging over in right field. Something about the right field light.
I'd take that view.
I sure would.
Purchase up there in the light.
Keeping an eye on things here at Gov Fuller Field. The count's full to Crooks. Payoff pitch from Harrison. Breaking ball stays up high. Crooks will head down to first base to lead things off here in the top of the 6th for Wareham. Good at bat from Crooks.
Yeah, nice job by Crooks. Big leadoff walk as Wareham tries to extend a 1-run lead. See if Cameron James can get his first Cape League hit. He's actually yet to reach so far on the Cape.
James 0 for 9 now on the season after going 0 for 2 to start the night. Struck out in the 2nd and popped out to the first baseman Armstrong in the 4th. And Harrison take a quick check over on Crooks at first.
James was one of 7 SEC freshmen in 2020 with over a 300 average. He was top 10 in most categories for SEC freshmen.
First pitch. That's in there for strike 1 to James.
So everybody knew who he was after 2020, and then he came back in 2021 and had a solid season showing off the power. With 12 home runs, 61 RBIs. But he's projecting well for the draft that he will be eligible for next year. Could be a top 5 rounder if he can keep the power up.
The 0-1, that's a swing and a miss from James. MLB draft, of course, a few days ago. Lots of members of the Gatemen to start the season were drafted.
Yep. Ian Villers, pitcher, out of California. Richard Fitz, pitcher out of Auburn. Larson Kindrike, pitcher from Biola, Division II school. All of them went in the 6th through 8th round.
James fouls the 0-2 off down the left field line.
And Kindrike and Villers were actually picked 12 picks apart, which is pretty weird to have 2 Gatemen go just 12 picks from each other. 26 total Gatemen in the draft this year.
26, you said?
26 includes a mix of 2019 and 2021 guys.
Pretty incredible. So many draft picks in the Cape League. Really one of the best summer leagues in the country. One of the very best.
The best, in my opinion.
Mine too. It's still 0-2 to James.
The Cape League had nearly 23% of all players drafted this year. That's pretty unbelievable.
Amazing. James grounds that one to the shortstop, who will fire over to Curiali at second, and that will take care of Crooks. James reaches on the fielder's choice. So 1 out for Cade Fergus, now the center fielder.
Well, luckily for James, that should have been a double play, but it was very weakly grounded, and Colden did not charge it. He just waited for it at a spot at shortstop, so got the 6-4 put out, but Curiali, at second, no chance to throw over to first. James was already on the bag.
So it's Fergus, whose 2-out single led to a run in the 4th. He's 1 for 2 on the night. Runner goes, and Fergus pops that up into foul territory. It was twisting foul. Fergus initially thought it was foul, no doubt, then looked a little bit more fair than he thought and ended up twisting foul about 6 feet to the right of the right field line. First baseman Armstrong was charging after it, not able to make the play.
Yeah, it's a broken bat for Cade Fergus. Fergus, a nice job starting the 2-out rally in the 4th, though. He singled, and then Jarvis was able to drive him in with an RBI double. That gave the Gatemen the lead in the 4th.
So some good action from the late part of the Gateman lineup in the 4th inning. Here in the 6th, it's 1 out. James on first. Fergus fouls that one off. Count goes to 0-2.
Seen a lot different of an approach from Ferguson when he first came on the Cape. He used to hardly swing at anything in the first 3 pitches of his plate appearances early on, but now very swing happy.
So it's 0-2 to the center fielder out of George Washington. Thought about the breaking ball, but that missed low and away. Count goes to 1-2.
It seemed like after he hit his home run against Orleans, that was the first time Wareham beat Orleans on June 25th. He felt like he had the power to do that more and started swinging at more pitches, and he certainly does have that power, but hasn't quite worked out for him. I think he just needs to settle somewhere between the two, not taking every pitch, but not swinging at everything either.
Interesting how one pitch can have such an influence on a hitter's approach.
I've just noticed it since the home run that he's been more swing happy. I haven't asked him about it. I haven't gone inside of his mind, to figure out whether he thought he had a chance to tap into more power because he had a double just a night or two after that home run, too.
1-2 to Fergus. And James took off again. That one fouled off. Just over the fence here to the left of the backstop. So the count will stay at 1-2. So Fergus will settle back into the right-handed batter's box. Still 1 away here in the top of the 6th. Gateman leading 3-2. Scored 1 run in the 1st, the 3rd, and the 4th. 1-2 to Fergus. Misses low. It's a fastball from Harrison. As the smell of bug spray sort of starts to fill some of the air here in Falmouth. It's a still night. Wind dying down.
The bugs on the Cape can be brutal at night. My plan is usually no bug spray, and that never works.
Always reminds me of my youth baseball games at night. That bug spray, I think that smell will always remind me of those games. It's 2-2 still to Fergus. James takes his lead on first. 2-2 pitch. That one's beautiful play over from the third baseman, Ducart. And as soon as James heard that one off the bat, he was on his way to first, even before. So an easy 5-3 double play from Ducart over to tag up James at first. A little thumbs up from Fergus. And that ends the inning here in the top of the 6th. We head to the bottom of the 6th at Gov Fuller Field on the Gateman Baseball Network.
The AD Makepeace Company also owns and operates Reed Custom Soils, the area's leading manufacturer of custom soils, including CU structural soil and Rooflight certified green roof media. Reed Custom Soils is also a manufacturer and distributor of baseball infield mix and conditioners. To learn more, visit admakepeace.com or reedcustomsoils.com. Legacy Insurance Agency at 213 Main Street here in Wareham can offer you coverage for all your insurance needs. We have the bundle discounts, the accident forgiveness, the vanishing deductible, no loss, etc. But unlike those gimmick companies, we can quote you with multiple carriers. So forget the lizard and price tool and come talk to a professional. We'll help you find what's right for you.
The law firm of Lang, Exafaris & Bullard, providing families and businesses in the greater New Bedford community with legal services for 40 years. We look forward to serving you. For an appointment, call 508-992-1270. We invite you to learn more about the law firm of Lang, Exafaris & Bullard by visiting our website, LXB Law.
Gateman leading 3-2 as we enter the bottom of the 6th. It's Christian Rubik, the right-hander, still on the mound for Wareham. Chris Armstrong, the first baseman, leading things off for Falmouth.
Big night so far for Armstrong.
First pitch is a fastball, misses low and away. The home run, of course, in the first inning. Scored Burfin as well, and then the double in the third.
Seen a good inning of work from Rubek so far. Had a one-out walk, but struck out 2, forced to pop out on a nice play from Brannigan to end the inning.
2-0 to Armstrong. Fastball catches the outside corner. It's 2-1.
And it's been fastball changeup so far for Rubek.
And the pitch, that one's popped up high into left field. Diodati shifting back to make the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, tough to see. We have a pole that kind of obstructs our initial read on fly balls out to left field. And you brought it up to me, Owen, before the game. You said, is that pole going to be an issue? I said, no. I can see the plate. It's not going to affect how I see fly balls. It's just like 6-inch pole, but it has so far tonight.
Well, thankfully, you covered me on that one, as it's a swing and a miss from Hall, the DH out of Oregon. He's 0 for 2 on the night. Pitch from Rubik, fastball, just misses the outside corner. Count even at 1. Swing and a miss from Hall. Count goes to 1-2. Hall was 1 for 3 last night. Also drew 2 walks and scored 3 times. Their big win over Orleans.
Yeah, I felt like everybody got a piece of the action for Falmouth.
It's 1-2. That one hit foul over the left field bleachers. This count will stay at 1-2. Hall with 2 home runs on the season, 3 RBI. He and Armstrong came into the night both batting .227 as this one's hit weakly toward the right side of the infield. Rubik picks it up and takes care of it himself for out number 2. Nice play from Rubik. Clark was charging initially, and then Rubik just decided he had the line on it, so gloved it and went over to first all by himself to get the second out.
Gazelle-like from Christian Rubek. Went over in the long legs, reaching out and getting the out at first. I didn't know he could stride that far.
It's 2 outs for the catcher, Jonathan French. First pitch to him. It's a nice fastball up in the zone. Swing and a miss from the catcher out of Clemson. French is 1 for 2 on the night. 1 for 1. He walked in the second. Curveball from Rubik, misses low and inside.
Keep the pace if you're Rubik. You're rolling.
1-1. Nice breaking ball from Rubik. That one's in there for strike 2.
That one looked like the curveball.
1-2 to French. Rubik delivers. That one misses low in the dirt. Crook's able to shift to his right, keeps it in front of him. Count even at 2. Still with 2 outs, nobody on here in the bottom of the 6th. Two from Rubik. That one lined into right field for a base hit. First batter aboard for Falmouth here in the bottom of the 6th off the base hit from French.
Yeah, that was sort of a tailing worm burner to the right side, and there was a big hole over there.
Yeah, French split Clark and Jarvis. Jarvis was favoring that left side of the right side of the infield, more towards second base. So it's Jake Ducart, the third baseman out of Oregon State. First pitch to the lefty Ducart. That hits him in the thigh. So he'll head down to first. Runners on first and second after the single from French and the first pitch hitting Ducart. So with 2 outs, 2 men on for the Commodores.
All 5 hits for Falmouth. And all their base runners except for 2 tonight, have come with 2 outs. That's where they've done the damage. Chris Armstrong's 2-run homer in the first was with 2 outs. So Rubeck needs to stay focused here. Has Curiali, who's 0 for 2, with a chance to get out of some trouble he's run himself into with 2 outs.
First pitch to Curiali gets behind Crooks. So both runners will advance. French to third, Ducart to second. 2 in scoring position now for Curiali.
And the Falmouth dugout fired up now. Everybody up on the railing for both dugouts. They know this is a big moment in this game.
We have
Wareham clinging to a 1-run lead.
We have a visit from pitching coach George Caralejo out to visit Rubeck. Just help him settle down again. Had a great start to the inning and just been a little bit shakier in these past few batters. Just trying to take care of business, get the last out, keep this lead for the Gatemen.
Well, he rolled through the first 2 batters of the inning. But now all of a sudden has trouble. And 2 runners in scoring position. Tying run on third, leading run on second for Falmouth.
It's French on third, Ducart on second. 2 outs. Rubeck and the Gatemen trying to get out of the bottom of the 6th. It's 1-0 to Curiali. That one gets past Crooks. Another fastball. And able to score is Jonathan French. Similar pitch to what we last saw. That one just got away and into the dirt, got past Crooks. So that scores French, and Ducart able to take third.
That's a tough way to tie the game. I mean, 2 wild pitches in a row. Now the leading run's 90 feet away, so you need to prevent that. Get refocused if you're Rubeck here.
2-0, that one also outside, a little bit higher, so Crooks gloves that one. It's 3-0. Ducart on third. 3-0 coming. That one's in there for a strike. That has to feel good if you're Rubeck. He's had some real trouble in this at bat with those 3 balls, 2 in the dirt. That last one was way outside. That one right down the middle. So it's 3-1 to Curiali. And that one's fouled. So Rubeck works himself back to a full count.
Yeah, so 3 just not very good pitches. 2 of them wild, and 1 of them brought in a run. But now battling back to a full count. You can still keep it at a tie game here. I'd go change up 3-2.
Payoff pitch coming from Rubeck, and that's a swing and a miss from Curiali. So after some struggles, a huge strikeout from Christian Rubeck keeps this a tie game. After 6, we're tied 3-3 here at Gov Fuller Field. And we'll be back on the Gateman Baseball Network.
The Mezzaluna Restaurant is a family-run Italian restaurant celebrating 80 years in business. Located on Main Street in Buzzards Bay, Mezzaluna specializes in Italian cuisine, a lunch menu that's the best deal in town, and serving some of Cape Cod's famous prime rib every Wednesday and Saturday. Come enjoy the feast at Mezzaluna, the Italian family restaurant.
For sales and rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit MiltonCat.com, your area cat dealer. Milton Cat, the Cape and Islands Caterpillar dealer, is proud to be a sponsor of today's game.
Does your insurance agent know you by name, analyze your stats, and help you with your game plan? If the answer is no, then it's time to draft Morse Insurance. Their local team will get to know you, assess your risk, and develop a strategy to protect your home, auto, or business. Visit us online at morseins.com. #Morse, of course, has your back.
The Cape Cod Baseball League would like to welcome our new sponsor, Mosquito Mary's, a locally owned, family-operated business that provides all-natural mosquito and tick control services. Call 866-ASK-MARY or go to mosquitomarys.com.
It's the 5th appearance of the season for Anthony DeFabia. Comes into tonight with a 3 ERA and 9 innings pitched, giving up 8 hits, 3 earned, 2 walks, and 10 strikeouts. We've seen him before, and comes into tonight with a tie game, and Gateman trying to get back on top. It's been a good back and forth so far.
It'll be Jarvis, Gonzalez, and Brannigan, the 9-1-2 hitters for DeFabia. First pitch to Jarvis is a breaking ball high. Falmouth with a run in the 6th to tie the game off a wild pitch from Christian Rubeck. The 1-0 to Jarvis misses low and outside. Jarvis 1 for 2 with an RBI double in the 4th. Fouled off. Jarvis lost his bat and chucked it at the fence to the right of the Falmouth dugout.
Jarvis with sort of a questioning look over to the
He's like,
dugout.
maybe I should get some pine tar. I don't know. And he will do that. Been 3 lead changes and 3 ties in this game through 6. We're tied right now at 3. Jim Jarvis leading off the 7th inning. Has some fresh spray. Not sure exactly what the spray is called, though, but it serves similar purpose to pine tar. DeFabia right back to work. The 2-1. High and inside. Jarvis leaning back, and he now has a 3-1 hitter's count. 3-1 pitch. Breaking ball for a strike.
Jarvis thought that one was a little outside at 3-1. Like he was pretty much take all the way and just caught the outside corner. So here we go.
Payoff pitch is chopped to the right side. Curiali has it on a high hop, gets it to first for the first out. 4-3 ground out for Jarvis. 1 away, nobody on for Tres Gonzalez, the leadoff man for Wareham tonight. 3-3 game in the 7th. Gonzalez has reached all 3 times. 2 walks and an E8.
Yeah, Gonzalez done everything you could ask for.
Scored 2 out of 3 runs for the Gatemen tonight. First pitch to him is a fastball for a high inside strike. That one at 87 from DeFabia. .01 is foul tipped into the mid of French. DeFabia working quickly, so Gonzalez steps out of the box to reset. Gonzalez's first night in the leadoff spot has gone well, as that pitch misses low to make it a ball and 2 strikes to the right fielder. Lights on at Gov Fuller Field. Sun has set. 1-2 pitch hits Gonzalez. Caught him in the right arm. Does have that elbow protector, but he definitely felt it.
Yeah, that one certainly stings for Gonzalez. The bright side for him, his on-base percentage continues to soar tonight. He reaches for the 4th time.
Yeah. Still don't love to be hit by a pitch, I will say.
I would agree.
But the Gateman will take the base runner. That's the leading run on first. And Jack Brannigan to the plate. 1 away in the 7th. First pitch to Brannigan is foul tipped into French's glove. Brannigan 2 for 3 with a couple singles. Had an RBI off his base hit in the first.
slight breeze out to center. Defense playing Brannigan straight up. The 0-1 is low.
Yeah, Brannigan been finding his rhythm offensively. He's been very solid in the field, and we've even seen him on the mound for the Gatemen.
Now 6 of his last 10 at the plate. He's thrown 3 scoreless innings this summer. Throw over to first. We'll lazily check on Tres Gonzalez. First time these teams have met since June 28th. Wareham a game ahead of Falmouth. Each team in 3rd and 4th respectively in the West as that pitch misses upstairs to Brannigan to make it 2-1. Wareham just a game behind second place Katuitt, who's not playing today. So a win ties them up for second in the West, and then Bourne with a 5.5 game lead in first. Dominant so far this season with a 14-2-3 record. They've won 3 in a row, including a walk-off last night against Hyannis. DeFabia staring down Gonzalez at first. The 2-1 pitch is a breaking ball low.
Struggles seem to continue for Hyannis with a good chance last night against an incredible Bourne team. Tough way to lose, and the success continuing for the Braves.
Hyannis has now dropped 10 straight. And they sit at an unbelievable 2-17. Last place in the West. The 3-1 to Brannigan. Called strike, runner goes, throw to second, and they tagged him out. Had Gonzalez by a mile. So the leading run off the bases for Wareham, now 2 outs in the 7th.
Yeah, it just didn't look like Gonzalez got a good jump, and it was really an easy play for Colden over there making the tag. Throw wasn't perfect from French, but it just didn't have to be. Looked like Gonzalez just didn't quite get the jump he wanted.
Payoff pitch. Missed inside. Brannigan walks. And I don't want to speculate on the throw out to second, but from the look on Gonzalez's face, there may have been a crossed up sign. It might have been a called hit and run. That just never happened. No way to know, though. Brannigan now on first with a 2-out walk. He's the leading run there. Owen Diodati to the plate. In the 7th here at Gov Fuller Field. First game that we're set to finish here. First time Wareham came here, the game was canceled. As that pitch is swung on, comebacker for DeFabia. Has it, tossed it to first for the 3rd out. A hit batter and a walk in the top of the 7th, but the Gatemen get nothing out of it. They leave one stranded. Tie game as we stretch here on the Gateman Baseball Network.
Come on over to BB's Bar and Grill for food, drinks, and fun. Located on Cranberry Highway, come in to sample the delicious eats or relax with a drink while enjoying live entertainment. BB's is one of our team meal partners.
With professional coaches that provide personalized world-class baseball training, Baseball Factory helps every player take his game to the next level. Get a pro evaluation by calling 877-752-6025.
One of the area's best restaurants is located right up the street, Brewfish Bar and Eatery. Brewfish offers 20 rotating craft beers on tap and creative pub food. Check out their off-the-menu brunch with a Bloody Mary bar and $5 mimosas on Sundays.
Cape Cod Healthcare is committed to coordinating and delivering the highest quality healthcare services which enhance the health of all Cape Cod residents and visitors. You can expect this level of patient-centered care throughout our entire healthcare system.
Imagine waking up to a seaside breeze, a fishing fleet leaving for work, and a crimson sun rising over seals relaxing on the sandbars. This is the experience.
3-3 game, bottom of the 7th. Jack Sadighian, Owen Sughrue, and Christian Rubeck on for his 3rd inning of work.
had trouble with 2 outs in the 6th, gave up a base hit, hit a batter, and then a couple wild pitches later, the tying run came in, but was able to strand the leading run at third, and will have Hodo, Boyers, and Colden, the 9-1-2 hitters, in the last of the 7th. The first pitch to Doug Hodo is fouled straight back.
Yeah, that last inning, certainly not the inning Rubeck would have wanted, but that strikeout to Curiali was really huge. He struggled to start that at bat, and to finish that one off with a strikeout feels really good coming into the 7th.
0-1 pitch is outside. Try a slider. Hodo 1 for 2 with a double in the 2nd. Was one of 2 runners left in scoring position in that inning. The 1-1 is low and outside.
Hodo, another one of these players to come into the Cape League fairly recently. He's now 1 for 8 in his Cape League season, batted .281 with 44 RBI at UT this past season.
The 2-1, low and outside again. Wareham with 1 run in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd, another in the 4th. 2-run homer for Falmouth in the 1st, and a run in the bottom of the 6th off a wild pitch. The 3-1 to Hodo shows bunt, pulls back as the pitch gets to the backstop, and he'll lead off the last of the 7th with a walk. Leading run on first with nobody out for Falmouth, and we're back to the top of the lineup with Luke Boyers.
The center fielder, number 28, Luke Boyers.
Switch hitter will go lefty on the righty, Rubeck, but not before a mound meeting. George Carlejo, the pitching coach, strides out to the mound to chat with Rubeck.
Yeah, that last pitch from Rubeck, we saw a few of those in the past inning, and that one just low and away in the dirt and got behind Crooks. Thankfully for the Gatemen, no one on base.
And Rubeck's day is done. A call to the bullpen. New pitcher coming in a moment on the Gateman Baseball Network.
The Wareham Gatemen would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship. Franklin is proud to be the official batting glove of the Cape Cod Baseball League. This summer, all 10 teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. To create your own, visit franklinsports.com/custom. Enter code CCBL20 for 20% off your purchase. From the Cape to the majors, only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin.
Feel the power of a GMC. Test drive one today at Robertson's GMC, down on Cranberry Highway.
Wareham House of Pizza has been serving Wareham and Marion for over 40 years with steak and cheese, pizza, and subs. Located in Shaw's Plaza, head on over for pickup or let them deliver to you. Located on the Cape Cod Canal, Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is the area's newest rental independent living, assisted living, and memory care community. With some of the area's largest apartments and an ultra-inclusive monthly service package, Keystone Place is a life-fulfilling retirement community unlike any other. Discover Keystone Place, the best option in Cape Cod.
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae, and then top it all off with a round of mini golf. Cool Cone, located on Route 6 on the Wareham-Marion line.
The law firm of Lang, Exafaris and Bullard, providing families and businesses in the greater New Bedford.
Welcome back to the Gateman Baseball Network. Tie game in the bottom of the 7th. And after a leadoff walk, Rubeck's day is done. 2 innings, gives up 1 earned, will be responsible for the runner on first. The new pitcher, Garrett Schmeltz, the lefty out of Louisville.
Yeah, Schmeltz with a 1.59 ERA on the season and 5 2/3. His last outing versus Chatham went 3 2/3, no runs and 8 Ks.
And he'll start off against Luke Boyers, a switch hitter, who will go righty on the lefty Smelts. First he checks on Hodo at first. We're back to the top of the lineup for Falmouth. Boyers 0 for 2, did reach on a walk in the 5th. First pitch from Smelts. We'll have to wait a little bit longer. Another throw over to first.
And after that last outing versus Chatham, in 5 2/3 innings pitched total on the season, it's 12 strikeouts for Schmeltz.
Yeah, he's looked solid so far. After his late arrival, Boyer shows bunt and fouls off the first pitch, just off Crook's mitt. So 0-1 to Boyers out of TCU, coming off a season where he hit over 300 and over a 400 on base percentage as well. The 0-1 is a breaking ball for a strike.
And we talked about how Boyers and Colden, the 1-2 hitters for Falmouth, have had their struggles. They're 0 for 5 tonight. Boyers with a walk in his last at bat, but they have struggled.
The 0-2 swung on and missed. Smeltz continues his strikeout ways against Boyers. Now has 13 strikeouts on the season. That's through 6 innings. And Cody Colden coming to the plate. One away, a runner on first for Colden in the bottom of the 7th. Tie game here at Gov Fuller Field between the 3rd and 4th place teams in the West. Colden 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts. Schmeltz another check on Hodo at first.
Yeah, 2 very different nights. Last night, again, Falmouth off, but in their last game versus Orleans, the 2 for 4, 5 RBI night for Colden, 0 for 3 so far tonight.
First pitch to Colden is a fastball for a strike. Caught the inner half. Dark blue sky painted across the outfield at Gov Fuller. Lights on, the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Quickly, Colden behind 0-2.
Nice fastball there from Schmeltz. Saw the breaking ball to start off this at bat. Caught the outside corner, mixing in his fastball too. That one up in the zone.
Schmeltz struck out the first batter he saw after coming in to relieve Rubeck, who's responsible for the runner on first. Now the 0-2 to Colden, swung on and missed.
Beautiful pitch again. And now the 14th strikeout of the season for Schmeltz. Got Colden off balance. It was a fastball, but looked like Colden was expecting something else. He was sort of falling away as he was swinging on that strike 3.
9th team strikeout for Falmouth tonight. Jace Borfin to the plate, the best hitter for the Commodores. Runner on first with 2 away in the bottom of the 7th, tie game. Borfin 1 for 3 with a base hit and a run in the first. Coming into this game, tied for 2nd in the league with 5 home runs, and also tied for 2nd in the league with 16 RBIs. First pitch to Borfin is a curveball for a strike.
Huge sweeping curveball there from Borfin. That one's starting about chest high to Borfin and making its way into the upper part of the zone.
Schmeltz working from the belt. The 0-1. Swung on and missed. High fastball. Borfin went after it. So after a leadoff walk from Rubeck, Schmeltz strikes out 2 in a row, and he's a strike away from keeping this at a tie game through 7. Hodo, a few steps off the first base bag. The 0-2, swung on and missed. Smelt strikes out the side. He now has 15 strikeouts in 6 2/3 innings of work this season. Tie game as we head to the 8th.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. Badger Sport is a leading provider of superior quality team uniforms and performance athletic wear, including performance t-shirts, fleeces, shorts, and pants. From the fields to the stands and at every practice along the way, Founders Sport Group makes authentic, quality apparel accessible at the speed of the sport. Visit foundersport.com today.
Tie game as we head to the 8th. Jack Sadighian, Owen Sughrue. Nice dance moves, Owen. Kellum Clark, Yohandy Morales, and Jimmy Crooks coming up in the 8th.
Thank you, Jack. Very glad we're not on video tonight.
Got the WCTV guys catching you on the camera. Not tonight, though. Audio-only stream, so you got away. DeFabio still on the mound. His first pitch to Clark is upstairs for ball 1.
Clark starting to find his rhythm. It seems he's reached twice tonight, struck out looking in the 5th.
That pitch is a breaking ball for a strike on the outer half. A base hit in the 1st, a walk in the 3rd, and that looking strikeout like you mentioned in the 5th, Owen. The 1-1 is upstairs. 2 balls and a strike now to Kellum Clark. 3 runs and 5 hits for each side. Falmouth does have an error. The 2-1 is in for a strike.
That one a tough pitch. 2 lefties here, both on the mound and at the plate, and that one a tough pitch for the left-hander Clark. Just caught the inside corner.
The 2-2. Slapped foul. Clark leading things off in the 8th in a tie game. The 2-2 just missed inside on a changeup. Kellum Clark now with a full count. DeFabio from the windup. The pitch. Called strike 3. Clark strikes out looking for the 2nd straight time. DeFabio's first strikeout. And there's 1 away with nobody on for Yohandy Morales. In a tie game, we're in the top of the 8th.
Another good pitch there inside. Again, a tough pitch for a lefty. That one a breaking ball curled back into the inside part of the zone. Can't do too much better than that.
First pitch to Morales is ripped to right field, but right to the glove of Borfin. Only had to make a couple steps to his right. 2nd straight F9 for Morales. A smile on his face, though. He knows he hit that one hard. 2 away, nobody on for Jimmy Crooks. Crooks reached on a walk in the 6th. Has a couple ground outs as well. And the first pitch to him is in for a strike. 3-3 game in the 8th. Wareham at 3rd in the West. Falmouth the game behind them as that pitch skips past the plate. Now 1-1.
Yeah, nice, well-deserved night off for Crooks last night. Spent so much time behind the plate. We've seen him DH once too, but back tonight.
The 1-1 cut on and missed. Nice curveball that broke away from Crooks's bat. Three runs total in the first. Falmouth with a 2-1 lead after one. Wareham with runs in the third and the fourth. And then Falmouth gets a run on a wild pitch in the sixth to tie the game. The 1-2 in the dirt. Count even at 2-2 now for Jimmy Crooks. Crooks 0 for his last 10, although he did have the walk his last time up after a 9-game hit streak. 2-2 is a one-hopper to the left side. Colden has it on a backhand. The throw to first is in time. A nice piece of defense from Cody Colden, the Falmouth shortstop. A 1-2-3 inning for DeFabia. Tie game, bottom of the eighth after this.
Clobbered high and deep to right center field, and this one is gone. A home run.
That home run's brought to you by Eastern Propane and Oil. Another scholarship for a deserving youth. Eastern Propane and Oil, we're in your neighborhood.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, including new majors in sport and recreational management, graphic design, marketing, and computer science, online at www.currycollege.edu. Whether you are recently retired or still working, Fairway Financial can help you create clearly defined retirement income strategies to help protect your wealth, create guaranteed income for life, and provide a legacy for your family. We are committed to earning your trust by thoroughly understanding your goals and dreams and helping you gain greater financial confidence. To learn more, visit Fairway Financial in South Yarmouth or go to fairwayfinancial.net.
Bottom of the eighth in a tie game as Garrett Smeltz toes the rubber following 3 straight strikeouts in the seventh. Came in to replace Rubeck after a leadoff walk and did what Garrett Smeltz does, strike out a lot of batters, Owen.
A great inning from Schmeltz. Just, you really can't ask for much more. Leadoff walk, and then got the Gatemen out of minimal trouble, but keeping this a tie game huge at this point, and it's Chris Armstrong leading things off. He has been the best bat for Falmouth so far, but Schmeltz, in the inning we've seen from him, has been untouchable.
Be the 4, 5, 6 hitters for Falmouth. First pitch to Chris Armstrong. Misses outside. Armstrong 2 for 3 with a 2-run homer in the first and a double in the third. Switch hitter, hitting righty for the first time tonight. The 1-0 swung on and missed.
Nice off speed there from Schmeltz. Went fastball to start things off, and then looked like he just had Armstrong a little bit off balance.
Smeltz working from the windup. The 1-1. Slapped foul down the third baseline. Tie game as Chris Armstrong leads off the last of the eighth. Wareham trying to bounce back after a couple of losses to Katuitt. A win puts them back in a tie for second in the West. The 1-2 is well high.
And really, that's the first sort of errant pitch we've seen from Schmeltz. He's been painting corners otherwise. Still 2-2 to Armstrong.
The delivery, check swing foul. Armstrong will take it.
Yeah, he just got a piece of that. That one, a big sweeping breaking ball. And Armstrong took sort of a check swing and barely got a piece of it.
Here's the second 2-2 from the windup. Missed outside on a changeup. Full count for Chris Armstrong. Playing first base today out of Florida. He's had a big night already. Payoff pitch. Hammered to left field. That ball is back and foul. Got all of that, but just stays foul.
Yeah, that one smoked from Armstrong. Got a good rise of that out of the increasingly rowdy Commodore dugout.
Yeah, they've picked up the energy here in the bottom of the 8th. Second payoff pitch in the dirt. Armstrong walks. Huge at bat from the man out of the University of Florida.
And certainly not the start that Schmeltz would have wanted, but, you know, on that foul ball, that wasn't too far from being a home run. It's a big difference from what it could have been.
Just a few feet foul of Falmouth having a one-run lead. And now we'll have a pinch hit. Anthony Hall, after going 0 for 3, will sit down. And being sent to the plate, Bryson Ware out of Auburn. First pitch to Ware from the stretch, swung on and missed. Bryson Ware just 2 for 30 on the season. Does have a solo home run. Schmeltz from the belt, a look at Armstrong at first, and that pitch high and outside.
It's been a tougher go here in the 8th for Schmeltz. He's had a few of those high fastballs, and it just seemed like Boyers, Colden, and Borfin were chasing all of them, and a little bit better discipline here from Armstrong and Ware, leaving a couple of those up in the zone.
The 1-1, swung on and missed. Nice changeup.
Great changeup there after that previous fastball, and again, it was a good take from Ware, but looked like Ware there expecting a fastball, that one trailing away, Ware out in front of it.
Ware hit .254 this past season at Auburn, 6 home runs, 26 RBIs in 37 starts. The 1-2 is a breaking ball inside. Falmouth with everybody up on the railing and plenty of vocals coming from that dugout. Two. Fouled out of play, straight back over the press box. Tie game in the bottom of the 8th. Runner on first with nobody out for Bryson Ware. Ware, a good power hitter. Played for Pear River Community College in 2020. Was a top junior college prospect before transferring to Auburn. The 2-2 fouled back again.
Good at bat here from Ware. Also good from Schmeltz. He's throwing strikes and some good cuts from Ware, staying alive here with 2-2. Obviously a critical part here in the bottom of the 8th.
Schmeltz a grab at the rosin bag, now set at the belt for the 2-2 pitch. On the way, skipped in front of the plate. Full count for Bryson Ware. Schmeltz already walked the leadoff man, Chris Armstrong. He was ahead of Ware 1-2. Now it's a full count. This is a big pitch here, Owen. The payoff. Missed. 2 straight walks. And still nobody out in the bottom of the 8th. Falmouth threatening to break the tie and take their first lead since the 3rd inning. George Carlejo sensing the moment, heading out to the mound.
Yeah, really tough start here for Schmeltz. Again, was just on fire in the 7th. 3 strikeouts, and just seemed like everything was going his way, getting batters to chase. the breaking ball finding the outside corner, fastball finding the corners, and here just 2 walks, and not necessarily, I don't think, bad at bats, just perhaps a little bit more tentative. And 2 walks to start things off in the 8th.
Tie game. Nobody out, 2 runners on. Mound meeting for Wareham. A chance for Wareham to try and bounce back. They've led or been tied for most of this game. But 2 straight losses to Katuitt on Monday and last night. Dropped them to 3rd in the West, a game back from 2nd place Katuitt. They're a game ahead of Falmouth, who's at 4th in the West right now and 6.5 back from the 1st place Braves. So an important Western matchup, and an important matchup for Wareham's confidence. They went on a 5-game stretch where they were 3-0-2 before dropping both in the 2-game home set to Katuitt. Meeting broken up. Smelt still on the mound. Jonathan French, the catcher out of Clemson, at the plate. See if Smelts can settle down here. French showing bunt. 1st and 3rd playing up for Wareham. Schmeltz steps off. I can't help but wonder if this Falmouth dugout suddenly coming to life in the 8th is affecting Schmeltz a little bit.
I can't imagine it doesn't have at least some influence. They really have been awfully loud.
After not saying anything the whole game. First pitch to French, he bunts it foul. Was showing bunt all the way, but now has a strike. See if that changes his approach at all. A successful bunt would put 2 runners in position with only 1 out, so it makes sense, especially in a 3-3 game.
Yeah, that one close. Trickled foul, but in the location he wanted down that 3rd base line.
Brannigan and Clark well up from 1st and 3rd. French showing bunt again. Here's the 0-1. There's the bunt down the 3rd base line. Brannigan has it. Throw to first is in time, but it does its job. Advances 2 runners into scoring position. Now only 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. In a tie game, the Falmouth faithful realizing the moment and starting to perk up here.
Yeah, perfect bunt there from French. Certainly did his job. That one staying about 6 inches to the right of that 3rd base line, and pretty easy play for Brannigan, but Armstrong and Ware able to reach 3rd and 2nd respectively with no problems. So 2 in scoring position, just 1 away.
Jake Ducart to the plate. First pitch to him is a breaking ball low. Ducart reached after being hit by a pitch in the 6th. 0 for 2 outside of that. This is a Falmouth team that had an opportunity against Katuitt on Sunday with runners on 2nd and 3rd and nobody out in a tie game or in a 1-run deficit, and ended up losing that game in the bottom of the 9th as that pitch misses to make it 2-0 now to Ducart. So certainly Schmeltz can still get out of this. Tie game with runners on 2nd and 3rd and only 1 out in the bottom of the 8th.
Another tough thing about that bunt, that of course takes the force play at 1st, 2nd, or 3rd out of play. Of course, now just at 1st.
Infield all the way up for Wareham as that pitch misses high and inside. Now 3 balls and no strikes to Ducart. There's activity in the pen for Wareham.
Looks like Jimmy Crook's a quick look and a nod over to Carlejo, and he'll have a visit with Schmeltz, perhaps buying some time for somebody.
Warming up in the pen is Kevin Acey out of the University of Pennsylvania. We've seen him twice this season. He's given up 2 earned runs in 2 2/3. Crooks back behind the plate. Ducart with a 3-0 count. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses inside. That'll load up the bases with only 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Gateman clinging to a tie, but 3 walks now in the 8th. Load up the bases. And we're going to have our second pinch hitter
for Falmouth
of the inning. This time it's Brennan Malone. Malone will have to wait as George Carlejo comes out to the mound. Likely a pitching change coming.
Yeah, really tough inning here for Schmeltz. 3 walks, and I think you're right, Jack. I got to imagine that the Falmouth dugout has something to do with a little, just Schmeltz appearing a little bit more rattled here in the 8th.
And it's going to be a pitching change. We'll tell you about Kevin Acey and the trouble he's going to try and get out of. Tie game in the 8th.
Mosquito bites and ticks. No, yikes! When the bugs get scary, just call Mosquito Mary's 866 Ask Mary or visit us at mosquitomarys.com.
Red Shirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedoms. In support of this program, the Cape League teams will be wearing a specially designed red jersey every Friday. This special weekly celebration of Red Shirt Fridays is sponsored by 47 Brand, HP Hood, Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority, Advanced Embroidery, and the Cape League. Support our troops and join us by wearing red each Friday.
South Coast Health Operators of Charlton Memorial, St. Luke's, and Toby Hospitals delivers an unmatched combination of clinical excellence with a personal touch. They are proud to serve as Southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island's only not-for-profit health system, as well as the region's largest employer. South Coast.
Tie game in the bottom of the 8th. 1 out on the board, and the bases loaded as Wareham will turn to Kevin Acey, the right-hander out of UPenn, to get them out of trouble. He'll face the pinch hitter Brennan Malone. But what have you seen so far this season from Acey, who also pitched for Wareham in 2019, Owen?
That's right. Yeah, this is his 3rd appearance of the season, a 6.75 ERA, and just 2 2/3 innings. So he's got a very high leverage situation here in the 8th. And it is a situation, a double play or, 1 strikeout and a ground out or anything else can get him out of the inning. So he likes his fastball and his slider. So, he does have his work cut out for him for sure, but, not impossible to get out of this. And this would be a great way for him to sort of get his feet on the ground and gain some momentum here in the Cape.
Brennan Malone, a 188 hitter with no homers and 3 RBIs. He'll pinch hit for Curiali, who finishes his night 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts. First pitch to him is a breaking ball for a strike. Malone coming off a game against Orleans a couple days ago where he was 3 for 4 with a couple RBIs.
Yeah, he struggled this season, batting 188, but he's hot right now.
That pitch high. Now 1-1 to Malone. But I mentioned Falmouth on Sunday had a situation similar to this. They were behind by 1 against Katuitt, but runners on 2nd and 3rd in the bottom of the 9th and unable to bring that tying run to the plate. Tied here with the bases loaded and 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. That pitch is a curveball for a strike. Now 1-2 to Malone.
Interesting 3 breaking balls here from Acey and 2 very nice ones for the 2 strikes of this at bat.
Gateman need a strikeout. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Acey with a huge bases loaded strikeout. There's now 2 away in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, that's huge now. Very different look with 1 out versus 2. And that one against Malone, who's, again, been hot coming off of a huge game against Orlean. That has to feel good for AC. And now he just has to take care of Hodo to get the Gatemen out of this situation here in the 8th.
He had a rough first outing, gave up 2 runs in an inning against Bourne, but went 1 2/3 scoreless against Hyannis on the 11th. Now a chance to get out of trouble here against Falmouth. The first pitch to Doug Hodo, the 9-hitter, is a fastball for a strike. Caught the upper part of the zone. Hodo 1 for 2, with a double in the 2nd. He also walked in the 7th. Tie game, bases loaded, 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. 0-1 check swing. Hodo did not go around.
And that one close. Hodo just barely able to keep his bat and not go around. Good low pitch from AC and certainly got Hodo to think about it.
Now AC has to tie his right shoe. And he'll take a deep breath as he toes the rubber once again. 1-1 to Hodo, wagging the bat above his right shoulder. Bases loaded with 2 away in a tie game in the 8th. Here's the pitch, and it's a strike. Nice breaking ball in the outer half.
And just another huge strike from AC. I mean, had a good pitch to start things off. That 0-1, I think, 0-1 versus 1-0 to start things off in such a stressful situation. A very different look and another good pitch to go to 1-2.
The bases were loaded with only 1 out when AC came into this game. Here's the 1-2. Fouled away. Hodo stays alive with a ball and 2 strikes. Getting some encouragement from the Falmouth dugout, but they've quieted down a little bit since AC came into the game. A look at second for AC. Here's the 1-2. Grounded weakly to the right side. Clark has it. Throw to first. AC off his glove. 2 runs for Falmouth. They lead 5-3. AC was bang with Hodo at first, but couldn't keep the throw in his glove.
And that's just, I think that's a combination of misfortune and Hodo doing well to just get a piece of that, but that one hit very weakly and just a tough play in an awkward spot. Jarvis, Clark, and AC all over there toward first base, and that ball hit just softly enough for Hodo to reach, and very unfortunate and unlucky there for AC. 2 runs scoring here in the 8th.
He got the weak ground ball, but it was in the perfect spot. And it's 5-3 Falmouth in the bottom of the 8th. Now Luke Boyers to the plate. Switch hitter going lefty this time up. Fouls off the first pitch. That is a tough break for AC. Both those runs charged to Smelts, but AC did what he had to do to get the Gatemen out of trouble, and a weak grounder brings in 2 runs. We'll see how that play is scored as that pitch comes in for a strike. Runner advances. Hodo heading to second. So the play scored a single for Hodo, and Ware scoring on an error by Clark, the first baseman. That pitch grounded down the first baseline. Clark has it, does it himself, stepping on first. 2 runs for Falmouth, and they have a 5-3 lead after 3 walks and a hit in the last of the 8th. Wareham, last chance for their bats, down 2.
Gatemen trail 5-3 after a 2-run bottom of the 8th for Falmouth. It's Cameron James leading things off for the Gatemen, the shortstop out of Mississippi State, trying to give the Gatemen a chance here to tie or win in Falmouth. First pitch from the lefty DeFabia, that's in there on the inside corner for strike 1.
Right, no extra innings, so if Wareham gets 2 runs or more, they have a chance to tie or win.
This one's lined into center field. Coming forward is Luke Boyers to make the catch. For out number 1, good piece from James, just right to the center fielder.
And that was the best hit ball we've seen from him on the Cape so far, but still hitless in his 2021 Cape League season.
Now batting the center fielder, number 14.
It's Cade Fergus up next for Wareham. He's 1 for 3 with a single in the 4th. He scored off the RBI double from Jarvis. First pitch to Fergus, that's in there for strike 1.
What a tough break for Wareham. The bases were loaded in the bottom of the 8th with 1 out as Fergus takes a strike to make it 0-2. Kevin Acey came on, struck out a batter, and then forced a weak grounder to the right side, but it was in the perfect spot for an infield single to bring in the leading runs.
0-2 coming to Fergus. That one's up high at eye level. Acey really was phenomenal. He came out right from the start of that inning. Came out with great fastball, good curveball as well. That's a swing and a miss from Fergus. Does get on the ground into the dirt. The throw from French to Armstrong is in time, so 2 away. Jim Jarvis tasked with keeping the Gatemen alive. And it really was just, going back to that 8th inning, just a really bad break. Again, not a well-hit ball, but right in between Jarvis, Clark, and Acey, and really a positive inning from Acey. I think that's the best we've seen him on the mound. He was excellent in a tough situation. As Jarvis takes the first pitch up high. It's 1-0 to the number 9 hitter at second tonight. And the 1-0 misses low and away. Jarvis with an RBI double in the 4th. Of course, that one again scored Cade Fergus.
This has been a game that has gone back and forth. We've seen now 4 different lead changes, 3 separate ties.
2-0 coming from DeFabia to Jarvis. That one just catches the top part of the zone. Jarvis didn't love it. That one a called strike, so it's 2-1.
But this will be tough if Wareham drops this one. That'll be 3 in a row.
2-1. It's in there for strike 2. Jarvis not too pleased with that one either. He'll take a quick walk to reset out of the batter's box.
All right, Jimmy, 2 strikes. Let's go.
That's what we know is coming. Count even at 2. Nobody on, 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Jarvis fouls that one way up high, out of play. Gateman trailing 5-3 here in the top of the 9th. It has been back and forth all game. Those 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th, huge for Falmouth, putting them on top 5-3. 2-2 coming to Jarvis. Breaking ball stays up high. Brings us to a full count.
Just put it in play. That's all you can ask for.
Payoff pitch. Jarvis hits that well into left field. Moving to his left is Hodo. And he makes the catch for out number 3. Commodores win 5-3 on a great game here in Falmouth over the Gatemen. They lose their 3rd straight. It was a tough night for Wareham. They played well. It was back and forth all game. Commodores ultimately get the win. We'll be back in a few moments to wrap things up here in Falmouth on the Gateman Baseball Network.
We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod. On behalf of the Wareham Gatemen, the 9 other teams, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2021 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize
the Yawkey Foundation, Curry College, Cape Cod Healthcare, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod,
Badger Sport, 47 Brand, Cape Cod 5 Cent Savings Bank, Milton Cat, Mosquito Marys,
Fairway Financial, Ocean Spray, Seaside Le Mans, Rogers Gray, Franklin Sports,
Cape Destinations, Sullivan Tire, Cape Cod Times, Kinlan Grover Real Estate, Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce,
Highline Cruises, Sports Picks, On Deck Sports, Barnstable Bat, Highness Area Chamber of Commerce,
HP Hood, Sunderland Printing, Axis Bats, Quest Diagnostics, Cape Space, and of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
The Cape Cod Baseball League and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We ask for your cooperation and positive support of the participants and officials. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or any other intimidating actions will not be tolerated. Thank you. We ask parents to keep their children off the roofs of the dugouts, away from the batting cages, and out of the bullpen areas. Please throw rubbish into the barrels and recycle the aluminum cans in special bins located around the park.
Ladies and gentlemen, state law prohibits the use of any tobacco product on school property. Thanks for keeping us in compliance.
Cameras and video cameras are permitted inside Spillane Field for personal photos but cannot be used to reproduce the game, players, or on-field events without the express written permission of the Wareham Gatemen. Use of camera or video equipment must not interfere with other fans' enjoyment of the game.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It takes only 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal.
Welcome back to Gov Fuller Field. Gatemen fall to the Falmouth Commodores 5-3. Owen, Sughrue, and Jack Sadighian here in Falmouth. It was really a tough one. It was back and forth. 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th were the difference on the night, and a huge win for Falmouth and a tough loss for Wareham. Gatemen dropped their 3rd game in a row, and Falmouth, it's their 3rd win in a row. And these matchups we talked about before the game with Katuitt and Falmouth will be key for Wareham. This one's a tough loss.
Yeah, it was 3-3 game entering the 8th. Falmouth loads up the bases after 3 straight walks from Smeltz, who struck out the side the inning before. And Kevin Acey comes on, strikes out a batter, forces a very weak grounder to the right side, but it was in just the right spot. It was an equal distance from from Smeltz, Clark, the first baseman, and Jarvis, the second baseman. Clark able to get to it, but his throw a little off target to Acey. It was an RBI single and then a second run coming in on an error. Falmouth ultimately winning the game, and they're hot. They've won 3 in a row, back to 500, and Wareham, after being up over 500 for the first time this season, dropping their 3rd in a row. 2 straight for Katuitt and 1 to Falmouth, and they went from sole possession in second to now tied with Falmouth in 3rd. They're a game behind Katuitt, who's in second, and 6.5 back from the first place Born Brave. So a bad stretch so far for Wareham.
Yeah, Gateman, they were on top, even very briefly to start things off. The RBI single from Jack Brannigan, and the bats at the top of the order were looking great in the top of the 1st. Gonzalez was certainly a highlight. Again, got hit in the 7th, and that one was not pleasant for him. He did reach all 4 times he was at bat, so a great performance from him. And then he also scored in the third inning. He had a great hit to center field. It was ruled an error by the center fielder, but another good piece of hitting from Tres Gonzalez. And in the top of the first, the home run from Jace Borfin, and the home run from Chris Armstrong that scored Borfin put the Commodores on top. Overall, a pretty good outing from Nick Clayton, going 4 innings, giving up those 2 runs, but he looked pretty solid, again, adjusting into that starting role. We talked about that with him and Jeffrey Gilbert, both doing more relieving at Clemson, but overall, Clayton, a pretty solid night for him on the mound.
Yeah, so a big change for Wareham today in the lineup. Tres Gonzalez, his first time leading off, and Brannigan, his first time in the 2-hole, and they were both fantastic. Gonzalez reaching all 4 of his plate appearances. Brannigan goes 2 for 3 with an RBI single. He also drew a walk. So that was a great change, and Wareham took that 1-0 lead in the first frame. Then the 2-run homer for Anderson gave Falmouth a 2-1 lead after one run in each the third and the fourth. For Wareham, they retake the lead. Falmouth ties it on a wild pitch in the bottom of the 6th. I mean, just a crazy game. And then the 2 runs that we covered in the bottom of the 8th. But a tough one for Wareham. See if they can bounce back with 2 games coming up at home, Owen.
Yeah, Gateman went 1-2-3 in the 9th. They had a chance trying to at least get a tie or possibly a win, just weren't able to. It was a good pitching inning from Anthony DeFabia, the left-hander. Gateman have a few games coming up at home. It's a lot on the road next week, but while they're in a tough situation in third now, tied with Falmouth, they have a good chance in a couple home games coming up. Try to get at least closer to Katuitt, back in that huge second-place spot. And they'll have, again, that long away stand next week. So a huge stretch coming up for Wareham, and certainly also for Katuitt and Falmouth as well. Gatemen fall to the Commodores 5-3 at Gov Fuller Field. And for our entire crew, Jack Sadighian, Harrison Eaton, Nick Magus here in Falmouth, Owen Sughrue signing off. We will see you tomorrow at Spillane Field on the Gateman Baseball Network.